Welcome to Midnight Grappler Animals, our final episode of 2025. We did our live shows, we did our game show, we did our Taste Breakers grab bag, and now what's left is this thing we promised a few months ago, because people made choices in Marvel's publishing line. But before we get into it, let me introduce my esteemed, wonderful, very, very healthy co-host, Lan. Lan, thank you for joining me today.
I'm so healthy, guys. Don't make me laugh.
Healthy.
No funny business, all right?
2025. It's the year of the lie anyway, baby. So
it's already crazy enough that I gotta edit this episode within a day just so I can make sure it's actually our last episode of 2025 and not our first episode of 20. Listen, if I failed, this is the first episode of 2026.
Either way,
but
it is the last. It's the last recording of 2025, regardless. Sure. So even if it lands on a new year, new day, this was recorded. This is if you're Patreon, you might get something else special that was recorded this year, but we'll see if that happens. Today,
but hey, listen, if this comes out the day it's supposed to come out, guess what came out today?
Oh, what? It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. That's right.
It's the last Wednesday of the year.
The last Wednesday of the year. What typically releases on Wednesdays?
I don't know anything other than comics. I would have said the lie. I would have said the other one, but it's only comics, I think.
Yeah, I realized this a while back. Like, certain pieces of media have specific
they have their
release days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
But Wednesday, for some reason, just comics.
Yeah. So that's what this episode we're doing. We didn't say the issue. The issue is Ultimate Endgame #1 starts on the last day of 2025. Kind of fun, kind of fuck ass. It's a little bit of both. It's a two-hander.
It's crazy though, making people actually go. It's out to stores on the last day of the year.
My shop owner was annoyed about it. And that's something for the Patreon. If I'm gonna say the next sentence, it's a Patreon only sentence.
Okay.
So
okay.
Just go to Patreon. If we might not.
See.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We
never say never.
We never say never. We're still in the bubble. We don't know what happens next. So we've already teased it a lot. We said it. Ultimate Endgame. But this episode is about everything before Ultimate Endgame. This is your catch-up episode for Ultimate Endgame. So when you go to the shop to buy it and then you read it, then you listen to us after. Maybe you'll have time to listen to it before. That's possible, but we're here for the whole rest of it. So you didn't have to read everything before. If you already did, that's cool. You could hear what we said too.
And listen, if you came here expecting summaries from us so that you could be prepared, fuck you.
Won't be doing that.
Die. Please die.
Not. There's too many books here.
I almost laughed there.
No, absolutely not. I did. That was one of the things I have written down here. Like, make sure to note, we are not summarizing all this bullshit. We won't be doing that. That's go elsewhere for this. AI videos on YouTube.
YouTube Shorts. It's where it's at.
YouTube
Absolute
Shorts.
Comics, Ultimate Comics, Energon Comics.
You want to see everything about those without
whatever they're doing to Dynamite.
Go over there. Go over there. One other thing I want to note before we dive into these comics, I want to leave a little on the bone for the books that Salt picked. So Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate Wolverine. Obviously, we're gonna get into the weeds with him on all those. So, I'm sure those conversations are gonna go in different
Actually,
directions.
You know what? Here's the thing. Salt, okay. If you're listening to this episode, stop fucking listening to this episode, man.
Yeah,
don't spoil yourself.
Right now.
But also, we're going to be in a very different place because 3 whole issues are going to come out by then. 3 whole issues beyond what we're at right now. So, right now, we're not at the whole picture. We
don't have the whole picture.
Any of the runs we're talking about.
It's true. It's true. But I do, I want to focus on maybe things that Salt probably won't focus on more. So if I cut Black Panther and Wolverine short in particular.
That's so hard. I'm sorry to interrupt.
We'll see.
That is so hard.
We're gonna go off.
Keynesian mind of Salt is so hard to read.
I know
the Dickensian mind.
But that's also in some ways I'm like I kind of just want to cut a little short on those, and maybe not do everything, just so that I have something to say on those things. Spider-Man, genuinely, I don't think Salt's getting past issue 3. So
yeah.
Like I think we can go pretty deep on Spider-Man.
See, the thing is, all of this is contingent. Like this episode we're about to do with Salt, all of this is contingent on him actually reading.
It's true. It's true. I do have a backup plan that I'm not going to reveal yet, but I have a little idea of what we can do. So again, though, if I cut short on any of those, if I don't, I might be leaving something on the bone. But again, that conversation is going to be that conversation. So either way, we're here. I think we're ready to dive in. I told Lan proposed an order, but I did have an order, partly based on
how different is it?
It's ordered not chronologically, because that's not how my brain works. It's ordered on how much I really have to say about these things, and how much I, kind of skewing towards more complicated thoughts.
Oh, okay. My order was literally just books I didn't read and books I read.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, and you can note that on each one of these if you read it as it was going, cool. And also I am interested in what order you did this read in, but again, that could go for when we get there. Like I'll mention that, hey, I read this first because blah 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 blah. So the one I have ordered first, hopefully will make sense immediately, is Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion.
Oh, perfect. Actually, this is the easiest one for me. This is so easy.
This one was written by Ziegler and Camp, drawn by Jonas Scharf, right? Mm-hmm. Edgar Delgado did the colors, and Corey Petit did the letters. I have very little on this one, but you want to go first? You want to say what you have to say about this one?
Scharf in Dutch, in German, actually means spicy, which is actually something that can be described about my take, spicy. Folks that have listened to an episode or two episodes ago,
2 weeks ago,
might remember. 2 weeks ago, if you listened to the show 2 weeks ago, you might remember that I listed Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion as one of my taste breakers, anti-recommendations for this year. So with that in mind, I actually did go back and reread the whole thing. Just, I wanted to make sure that I was being justifiably harsh on it. Because I've read worse comics this year, undoubtedly, thanks to this podcast. However, the Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion was something that I bought. So I went back and I reread it. My first spicy take, I guess, is that I actually like Scharf's art, Okay. Yeah, it's very stylized. I think. Yeah,
it's got a flavor to it.
Yeah, not all the faces are perfect. Sometimes babies look like 40 years old.
Right. Sometimes they're goofy on purpose, though, for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, otherwise, I like the brush technique. I like the angles, the structure. So I'm not. Basically, I'm really just saying this to say that I'm actually quite excited to see what he's got for Ultimate Endgame. Just to see what what we can get. And some of those the previews that I did see with him doing that bit, I believe it's in the beginning of the issue, look good. So Sharp's art, good. I didn't mention that in the Taste Breakers episode because I didn't want to be too positive.
Right. It's for
on
haters.
The note of being positive, the Camp written bits, I'm not gonna pick apart which bits were written by Camp and which parts were written by Ziegler.
There are two major things that you can obviously tell.
Yeah, there are parts of this book that are good, and there are parts of this book that are not good, and sometimes you can tell which ones were directly written by Camp. So specifically, the Hank Janet bits, those are clearly Camp, right? And I love those bits. They're good character moments. I said that this wasn't an essential read for the Ultimate Universe, but like I don't regret having read those bits. Like they didn't don't shift my understanding of the characters or anything. Like a lot of what you see there is stuff that you've already seen in Ultimates or Ultimates. But you know, like it's good character writing, so I like it's good. Otherwise, it's one of the books of all time. It's one of the books of this entire line. Honestly, I think I said it in the Taste Breakers episode too. Like, this is a Miles Morales book. And I would be surprised if it had any significant factor on Ultimate Endgame.
Yeah, it's that part of it is especially weird. Like, I feel like the trade dress as Ultimate, like, I can get it from, I can understand what they're coming from doing that, right?
From a sales perspective,
it's
it
a
makes
special
sense,
mini. Even from a story perspective, right? It's like he is going over into, this is following a thing that happened in Ultimate Invasion. But like, so I have 3 notes that this is all I have on this is now also. I read all of this after you put it in Taste Breaker's grab bag. So like, I was really primed to dislike this book.
Okay.
So my first note is a profound waste of time. Yeah. Doesn't even really make sense with the other books. It's like a Disney Channel original sitcom crossover.
Yeah. Which I think the timeline thing is funny because we recently had that little kerfuffle between Zach Davison and the shadowboxing demon that he seems to be fighting on Blue Sky, about the continuity of this book. And honestly, having read Ultimate X-Men now, I don't know. I don't care. Like, I was trying to piece together, I'm like, what the inconsistencies could have been.
I don't think there's inconsistencies. It's just like, it doesn't, there's nothing it's interacting with, really, you know?
Yeah.
That's like more like even the end part of like the final boss being DaCosta, like none of that stuff matters at all. Yeah. The reveal with Reed Doom is so funny because I got to that and I was like, oh wow, this like is the impetus for issue 17 of Ultimates, right?
But also you could not read that issue at all. Not necessary at all.
Like it, and it's like really deftly written because I don't even think 17 really, it doesn't hit you over the head with like, oh, Doom learned that the Makers read, you know. It's just like he's crashing out. Yeah. and like,
but it's also like, really, it's also one of those things where you, even if you hadn't seen it written, like it totally makes sense that could have been something that happened before.
It immediately is like,
action,
oh yeah,
right?
like it's intuitive. It's like, oh yeah, of course. And that's, in that way, I really liked that I read 17 before I read Incursion, because it clicked a little bit better. So like that was effective, but still, even still, all of the stuff just feels, it's like very, very unimportant book. So, which is fine, whatever. That's the assessment of it. My only story note is, did no doctors, like post getting home, did no doctors realize that Miles' little sister is 5 months older? like wow, she has like crazy growth percentages for a 8-month-old or whatever. Well, bro, she's 13 months old. Like, like that's crazy. That's wild. That like, just to think of all that kind of stuff. It's like she aged in real time across a mini. That's wild, you know.
Sure. Like it's so funny going from, that's the funniest thing about this crossover. You're going from a universe where time scales don't matter. You know, she can be 5 months old for 5 years, 10 years, doesn't matter.
But now we know she's plus 5 months old, whatever she was before.
Right. She's like, she mentally, in my mind, I'm like, she is at least like 16 inches taller, right? Like she has to be like,
and she's heavier. They're just like, this is weird. So that was,
I don't know. I haven't read like the Miles Morales book after that. It would be really funny if they did acknowledge that.
It would be funny.
So,
like
I'm crossing my fingers.
What if Bart Simpson entered another dimension where he aged and he came back and it was like, hey dude, you have stubble now, what the
Tall Bart.
Tall Bart. Hey, you know what? Now you're winning me over. Okay, and I did not like Sharf's art as much as you. I think you make good points. I think it is stylized in a way that I can vibe with. I can get on that with you. But I did take the note that I'm a little more worried about the Endgame art. Having read this, but I think you're right that it's not bad. It's just I think I can get real salt brained on it. You know, I can start picking apart like, oh, they're not on model. And I think I was doing that while I was reading it. And it was just kind of like, damn, salt, get out of my brain. But, you know, I think it's a wash mostly. Like I'm going to read that book and probably enjoy it. So cool that Camp got to build up some rapport with Sharf before Endgame in any case.
Well, I mean, even before this, he worked with Sharf on 1 Year In, right?
Right. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for this one. I don't really have anything else on it. Really doesn't.
I have one last thing to say about this.
Shoot, go for it.
I held my tongue saying this during the Taste Breakers episode.
Okay.
I have to say it now, just because I think this is going to be my last take on the book. I don't want to talk about this book ever again after this. And you know what I'm going to say. I despised, I abhorred, to quote Roger Ebert, hated
R.I.P. to the king.
every single instance of a Kamen Rider or Tokusatsu reference in this comic.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what makes me so sad about that though? Like, I think I posted in a group in a Discord. Peach Momoko did a little doodle.
I mean, even her bike, like on the cover of 21 or 22, like, it's modeled after the Cyclone. Yeah,
I want Marvel get her the rights to Kamen Rider and let her just do whatever she wants. It's so crazy.
Brevort's such a big fan, and it boggles my mind that they got Ultraman before Kamen Rider.
Yeah. So yeah,
not that they wouldn't bungle Kamen Rider as well. It's just
no, but like again, just hand it to her and let it go. Let it be.
Listen, you want $1 million? You want a comic that will sell 1 million copies? There you go.
Truly. It makes me so sad that it hasn't happened. And I mean, she also is in a place career-wise where she could go and ask for that to whoever she wants, right? And they would let her. So it's like maybe she doesn't want to, right? And it's like, okay, maybe she doesn't want to do the Ultraman 2 stuff either. Maybe she doesn't.
That's some Amadeus shit. I feel like Salieri right now. Just I'm stewing, she could do it.
Yeah. But also it's just like, it's so disgusting that it happened like this. Like on her block. She could see you doing that. Stop it. No. Oh,
but hey, it's all peace. It's all peace. It's all love.
Anyway, yeah.
Unless your name is Zach Davison.
No, still on site, What city is he in? Is he in Toronto?
No.
Okay.
He's in Japan.
Oh, he lives in Japan?
He lives in Japan.
The dream. Oh my God.
We're getting off the point here.
Okay. Yeah, this is already going to be a long episode. So anyway, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, barely an Ultimate book. That's I think where we land on it.
If we're putting this in a ranking, just imagine there's like a tier at the very bottom that says barely an Ultimate book. It's
a non-ranked, what is it, Likert? A Likert scale, where it's just, we're just saying some words. That's where that one is. Barely, not really an Ultimate book. So we're going to move on. Again, as I said, the order is odd, but this is mostly for expediency's sake.
Okay.
Next up, it's Ultimate Wolverine. And I'll explain why I'm bringing that one up second. This one is written by Chris Condon. It is with line art by Alessandro Capuccio for 9 of its 12 issues that we're talking about. Alex Lins did the line art for 3. Yeah, I did. I went through all of them. So the rest of the series,
I was counting for Ultimate Spider-Man. I was counting.
Yeah, I I did. I did. Alex Lins did line art for 3 issues of Ultimate Wolverine. Brian Valenza did the color art for all of them, and Corey Petit did the letters. He did all of them. I'm gonna stop reading the letters. It was always him. It was Corey. Shouts. You lettered the entire Ultimate line, and We really appreciate you.
We salute.
The reason I have Ultimate Wolverine here is because I have literally nothing to say about this book that I will not gladly say to Salt. That's really it. Like, if you want to unpack Ultimate Wolverine and the things that are bizarre about it, that's fine. I also really want to say that to him. So,
yeah,
like,
I mean, like, I could.
That's fine. I just don't want to repeat myself.
I mean, like, my final note on the book is that was certainly a book.
It was a book.
It was a book.
Yeah, I find it bland. If I'm going to say anything on here in this episode, it's that I think it is the series that has the biggest waste of good artists.
Yes.
Yes. I love Linz. I think
Linz should have been the main artist.
I like Linz more than Cappuccio. I know that's something that a lot of people wouldn't say. I prefer Linz. We here
at Midnight Grappler Animals are brave enough to say, we preferred Linz's art.
I don't understand why he's not an ongoing artist on something. Maybe he's slow. I don't know. But this book is a waste of both those good artists. Even though there's cool moments in the book. Like, I'm not saying they're not doing good art here. It's just like, man, they're really hitting above the weight of this book, and they could have been used anywhere at Marvel. Not even just on the Ultimate line. They could have been used elsewhere really well. We could talk about the Russia stuff. We could talk about the X-Men stuff. We could talk about the Rasputins. But genuinely, like, I think I'm probably going to reread at least half of this for the Salt episode anyway. So I'm kind of like, I don't need to unpack this that much. Leave this as a little morsel for the future, because it's also so flat that it's like, I'm going to say it and that's all I'm going to feel about it anyway.
Okay. Here's what I'll say. I picked up 2 issues of this comic. I dropped it at the 2nd issue.
Yeah.
I think that honestly says everything, but I dropped it after the 2nd issue. It does pick up some very baffling decisions. Truly like mind-bogglingly baffling decisions.
Yeah, like at 6 and 12, there's just like things that I'm just shaking my head at. That
11 actually is one where I actually like noted down 11. What the fuck? It's like,
I'm excited to talk about the badass stuff in this book with Salt, but I also am just going to be like, this is the idiot book of all time. Like,
this is also one of those books where it's like, I think it would be nice to get a Russian person's perspective on this too, because there's so much of this that is very clearly written with like the mindset of like a Western,
it's crazy
writer's idea of what Russia is.
Yeah, I think maybe this is something that we could talk about, because maybe the biggest surprise to me, and this should have been more of a surprise at Secret Invasion, like at that point, but it's that, you know, we have 2 different mutant nations. Right, sorry, Ultimate Invasion. Damn. We have 2 different mutant nations, and there's no concept of Krakoa at all. And that feels really pointed. Like Hickman in a recent interview talked about how X-Men is the biggest regret of his career because he didn't get to finish it. And like it feels really like something that, you know, he did Ultimate Invasion and he didn't see Krakoa anywhere, but also with the freedom that was given to both Momoko and seemingly Condon, right? All this stuff seems like it's really, really very open. Nobody went for Krakoa, and it feels like an obvious thing to try, you know, and I get it that the maker prevented it maybe, but it's also like weird that we went with like Russiagate mutants, and like I like what Momoko went with Japan too. But it's just kind of like it's weird that Krakoa feels like an answer to some of the questions that Ultimate Wolverine does pose.
I mean, I'll do you one more. I think it's even crazier that like with the mutant diaspora, we got nothing about South America.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, like the closest we got, it's crazy to say this, the closest we got was an Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. It's fucked up, but it's true.
Well, and I mean the mutant situation across, you know, both mutant titles in the Ultimate series. Also paints a picture of like they're just getting born. Ultimates too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like people are just born mutants in this universe. And you know, a lot of them they're getting killed, right? There's clearly some genocidal mutant stuff happening, especially in the US or the United whatevers.
The North American Union.
North American Union, right?
Yes.
Like you know, that makes sense and everything like that, but like you would think there would be more thoughts on that. Yeah, and I mean there's more and more stuff that I'm like, in a bigger conversation about that book, I have more thoughts, especially like just a lot of weird dumb things, and like, why is this even set in Russia? Like, it's weird, man. It's a weird book that I think the more I unpack it, the less I like it.
I mean, it's like on the surface it makes sense why everything's in Russia. Like, even the fact of doing Logan as the Winter Soldier, cool concept. Like,
that's cool. That's
but
cool.
Also, like, how far can you really go with that?
And it's like cool concept, but it's just a Wolverine book at the end of the day. Like, it's just the most generic Wolverine book I can imagine. So yeah, and I mean, I think that's kind of my bottom line on this.
Also, it's really funny that this book, like, I wouldn't say it's clear or apparent or even actually the case that like this book was brought in to appease the people that weren't vibing with Ultimate X-Men, but also it's really funny that this book starts right as Ultimate X-Men really starts to pick up. But that's spoilers for Ultimate X-Men talk.
Yeah. That's correct though, for sure. Again, I will probably reread some of this. I don't think I could stand reading all 12 issues again, but I'll probably reread some of this for Salt, which means he better read this one. This is the most one that I'm like, you better read every issue. I've re-listened to the episode. Are we gonna do a
bonus episode talking about these books? Like, if Salt actually doesn't get through them, like, are we gonna be like, all right, guys, we fucked up.
That should be our concession. But I do have another idea that we can do. But yeah, I think that'll be a good settling. But yeah, I think that's it for now for Ultimate Wolverine.
Okay.
All right, next, again, weird order, but you got to ride with me, dog. Next up, we've got Black Panther, Ultimate Black Panther.
Oh boy. Boy. Man,
Fun
this is one where I'm pissed that I can't get deeper in the weeds about this.
No, I think
holy shit, I have so much to say.
I do. I have a little bit written that I actually want to talk about, but I think we can, especially because what are the odds that Salt reads 24 issues of anything?
Yeah, sure.
You know, this one. Okay, Ultimate Black Panther. Brian Hill wrote this book. Stefano Caselli did line art for 13 of the issues. Carlos Nieto did the line art for 10 of these issues. David Curiel colored, and our good old letterer, our friend Corey Petit, did those. I'm
going to commit a cardinal sin here. I'm going to lift someone up while putting someone down.
Yes.
Because to go back to Ultimate Wolverine for a quick sec here, I want to give a quick shout out to Brian Valenza, the color artist on that book.
Right. Go of the line, I think. Best color artist.
Truly, well, he is like Wilson. I mean, come on, Wilson.
We'll get there. I do have things to say about him. So, but
yeah, you know what? Actually, I do too.
That's okay. Valenza was 100% good. Yeah.
Like, truly, like a life-saving talent. Like, you know, and it's funny because it's not even the first book I'd say that about. Because Valenza, if I remember correctly, was also the color artist on the Kamen Rider 01 comic.
Oh, okay.
And holy shit, that comic would have been way worse if it weren't for his colors. So shout out Brian Valenza, and I say this because David Curiel, holy shit, man.
This whole line really has nasty color artists.
Curiel,
it's bad, dude. Curiel it's rough.
It's crazy because, you know, like every time I think about Curiel, I think about when he did those initial fill-ins for Monte Gracia, which By the way, where is Marte Gracia right now?
Don't know, dog.
Couldn't
tell you.
But it would be nice to have you here. But like initially, that very initial, like end of Hoxpox when he took over for Marte Gracia, seamless transition there. Good stuff. He did a really good job of emulating a lot of the ticks of Gracia's color work.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man, just this there was, oh god, what was that one X-Men comic near the end of the Krakoa line where it was RB Silva on line art in Curiel? I think it was the Gillen written one.
Yeah, Forever? I can't remember. I didn't read them, so
I saw a picture, I saw panels of them, and I'm like, there's no way this is the same person that colored Hoxpox, or like an issue or two of Hoxpox, or maybe I don't know I forget how much he did. Anyway, yeah, that's really it. Like Caselli,
Caselli's lines are good enough that you can kind of bullshit.
I'll say this: love him or hate him, I think he is a good line. Like he's got good line work.
My take on him. He
makes someone look way too sexy. I mean, not in a derogatory way, but it's literally the meme of like, listen, boss, I got him to you real sexy, just like you asked.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to say I've been too hard on Caselli in the past, because it's not really to my taste, but also Caselli is good enough that he should always have an ongoing run, right? Like he's good enough that he should be on a book that he's gonna hold it down. He'll need a few fill-ins, but for the most part, it's like he's gonna be a solid guy, throughout a run. The coloring isn't fantastic on him, but it's fine.
You said 10 issues of Nieto.
He did 13. Caselli did 13.
Caselli did 13. So that's, oh god,
half, a little more than half,
just over half. That's crazy. That's
6 issues a year.
Between a main artist and a fill-in artist, that's probably the worst ratio of the entire line, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Caselli's fault at all. It's just he's not a fast artist.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
so a lot of words about Caselli. Nieto, I'm gonna just jump in and say, I think he is a fine fill-in artist. I think if you gave him some more time to work on things, if he got a better color artist, I could see him leveling up. I don't see his skill as being that, he's clearly a Larraz clone, right? Like he's clearly
I don't know.
going
Honestly,
for Larraz.
See, the thing is, having read, Sharf's work with Sharf's art in it, I would honestly put Nieto closer to Sharf than a Larraz. Like the heavy inks, yes, of course. But the line work feels a lot looser, but in a different way than Larraz to me.
Okay. I think the eyes and the inks especially just draw the comparison.
Very thick inks, yeah.
Yeah, and the even the poses, even the action, I think is there. Not Hoxpox Larraz, obviously, but 5 years before that, I think I could see him making a jump. That being said, some of these faces are real funny.
Yeah,
I'm trying to send you one, and Discord won't let me.
I think I might have taken a screenshot of one, but we'll see.
There's a Killmonger one.
I will say, if this art were in a better book, I would have more feelings about it.
Okay.
However, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Like you said, it was funny, and honestly, if I were to describe Ultimate Black Panther in one word, it would be funny. This is honestly the funniest book of the entire line, though not intentionally.
Absolutely. Yeah. my things that I say are a little bit meaner.
Yep.
So I want to start mean and then we move funny. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So this is my kind of final bottom line. You know, I took a bunch of notes on this book. Just constantly was taking notes on this book because it's so buck wild. Like it's so stupid and funny. So this was kind of, I distilled everything into one note. That is kind of the jumping off point for a bunch of things, but 3 things are working against each other and this book to make it terrible. The real-time formal choice for the whole line, retreading recent Black Panther stories, and taking too long to get to any point. And that's it. Like those 3 are like huge problems, and we'll talk about some of those problems with the Ultimate X-Men too. But I think like the specifics of the story are what's funny.
Yes,
like,
yes.
It's a terrible read. Like it's not fun to read this comic book for me.
It was the quickest read for me.
Yeah,
just because same. I don't know, a lot of it was just like hitting and just sliding right off of me.
Yeah, and it's like you know, they're like 4 or 5 panel pages, really, really brisk pace. And it's so repetitive, just constantly repeating itself, that it made it easier to read because it's like, oh, I could ignore this because they just said this last issue, like 13 pages ago.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, I think I dropped off this book around like the 4th issue when it was coming out monthly. Awful monthly read.
Terrible.
Reading it, you know, like all in one go for this episode, because this is one of the books where it was the first time I read the whole thing for
there we go. Nice.
Right. Reading it all in one go, it's fine. It's whatever, like in terms of, you know, but it makes the pacing even funnier because it does not feel like a month is passing between issues at all.
It's crazy. It's like so often, and I think a lot of books in this line do this, where they do, you know, the Grant Morrison last page is a splash page that is a cliffhanger. Dude, that doesn't work if you're gonna skip a month.
Yeah.
Between panels, you know, like you there are ways to do it. Denny's Camp does it basically every issue of Ultimates, right?
Yep.
And then there's ways not to do it, and it's pretty much everyone else does the ways not to do it, like multiple times across their runs. But Black Panther does it constantly. I think, like I dropped this book at like 13. I think I might have missed an issue also, because when I was rereading it, I was like, I did not read this one. Like, I don't know what happened. I forgot about it 1 month. I think it was like 10.
That might have been the case for me, because I was like, I remember reading up to issue 4, and I think I just forgot to keep I'm like, you know what?
I think maybe I was like, I'm not going to follow this anymore. And I skipped like issue 10. And then I was like, oh, Black Panther 11, let's try it out. And I was like, this is stupid, which, probably didn't help it. But no, like the real time skip issue to issue is really harmful to the whole thing, especially because it takes so long to like get to anything, right? Like the Storm pregnancy stuff is given on issue 1.
Yeah.
But it doesn't become a plot line until like 19 when they speedrun her pregnancy. Yeah. It's crazy because you're doing a real time thing. You could have done it across 9 months.
Literal 9-month pregnancy. Yes.
Easily. You actually could have done it. Like how many babies? Well, 1.
How many babies? Literally how many babies? Yeah.
Literally. It's so weird. It's so weird that it like takes all this time to do anything. And then it still does it in the last minute instead of taking the time to do it, you know?
And then when it happens, you're like, whoa, wait. Whoa. Hey, hold on. We're going way too quick.
And stolen? And what?
Oh, it's aging up real quick? What the hell?
Weird choices. And then, like, you could still do the quick aging stuff. Like, you could still do that if you just let it gestate. Let it be a real baby. That stuff's weird. Stuff's weird. Plot stuff in this is very odd, and I think we'll dive into the plot stuff with Salt more.
Yeah. One thing I'll say: the political intrigue in this, like when gets to the politics of Wakanda and its place in Africa,
Mhm.
I was like, okay, you know what? There's something here I could actually like,
It has cool thoughts.
gel with. And it's so crazy to me that every single time I'm like, oh, finally something's going on with the politics in this book. Immediately after I had that thought, I turn the page and it's more dark vibranium stuff. And I'm like, yo,
Dude, why are you
please.
hyperfixated on this stupid made up thing?
It's so crazy to me. Like literally I think it's the last issue of the second arc of this book, second volume of this book, where it's like, yeah, this really cool confrontation between Black Panther, Ra, and Khonshu. And you're like, oh, okay, this is something going on here. So there's some meat here, right? And just as it's about to hit that final climactic moment, wouldn't you believe it? Dark vibranium bullshit. And I'm like, yo, I get it. You're interested in this stuff. But listen,
there's no reason for me to be.
I don't care. Like the Vodou Khan, funny as hell.
Yeah.
Funny as hell.
Yeah.
Bene Gesserit in Wakanda, hilarious. Like hilarious.
It's so okay. So my part of the politics thing that's frustrating to me is that like it's the what's the opposite of a speed run? A long run? That's a long walk. They're long walking.
Ooh,
they're long walking.
Stephen King.
Yeah. Sure. Gang. You know, they're long walking. This thing that multiple Black Panther stories have done in the last decade. So like, you know, in the first issue, you know, they introduce terrorists, Killmonger, and Storm. Okay, let's do this. Let's go. Right. Okay, that's issue 1. In issue 11, Wakanda will be isolated no more. That's a quote from probably T'Challa. I don't know if it's a speech or if he's just talking to Shuri or whoever, right? But he says Wakanda will be isolated no more. Okay. Then in issue 20, nothing happens with that. Nothing happens with Wakanda will be isolated no more. Now, issue 20, this is internal monologue. T'Challa is riding away from some kids that he saved for this continent, for our people, all our people. We hide no longer. Still, nothing is happening with this plot, right? How did it take 11 issues to get to Wakanda will be isolated no more, and then you still do nothing with that, and then 9 issues later, you're still ideating on the same thing, and like in your first issue, you introduced terrorists who wanted to do that exact thing. And no motion happens on this, like, and that should have been the one thing.
Also, between 11 and 20, Ra and Khonshu are doing jack shit. They're literally stuck in jail. Killmonger comes in to beat them up for a little bit. Nothing really comes of that, because by the time, you know, like, he finishes the torture, he gets back, and they're like, oh, Chala's back. And you're like, whoa, hold on. You're not gonna deal with the aftermath of what happened? Like, there's a whole thing here where Killmonger's like, oh yes, I might just take the throne after all. Nothing comes of it. Nothing.
No character does anything in this book. They're just constantly doing nothing besides cucking.
Hey, Killmonger. Listen, okay, we'll get to that. Listen, because I know I'm probably gonna forget by the time we get to talk about this with Salt. So let me just quickly fire off funny things from this comic.
Okay.
First, Vodou Khan, hilarious, best part of this book, non-derogatory.
That's awesome.
Second, the original Sorcerer Supreme, who is neither Clea nor Dr. Stephen Strange, literally just
blows up.
She is dead now. That is true. I forgot about that. I literally forgot about that until you told me. She is dead now.
She's just a random lady, and she gets blown up. She just explodes.
No prior existence. No.
That could have been cool.
And
but instead she's
like,
just.
Yeah. So that's another one. Not necessarily a funny thing, but something I thought was nice was the classic costume. I thought, it was cool to see an ultimate equivalent of that.
Yeah.
Back to the funny things though. It's not necessarily the cucking. Not to kink shame here. It is not the cucking. The act of cuckoldry is not the funny thing. it is the way that they handle that for the rest of the book.
Yeah, it's
for the rest of the book.
Every
single encounter between Killmonger and T'Challa after it happens is so fucking funny to me. Every single, like, you could boil it down to this. T'Challa, hey man, I fuck Storm. Eric, it's all cool, man. Storm does what she wants. T'Challa, she's pregnant with my child. Eric, hey man, that's cool. I thought about cucking you. I thought about it. T'Challa, hey, Storm recently gave birth to our child. Eric, that's cool, man. Did I tell you that I thought about cucking your wife? It's all cool. You know, it is what it is.
Good. It's all good, man.
Hilarious.
I thought about it.
And honestly, that's as bad as actually doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think T'Challa should kill him for that, you know? The freewheeling nature of that marriage is interesting. Like,
truly,
it's like there's no consequences in this book for anybody.
It's so
ever.
funny because, like, it's like I think it's in the latest issue where they're still talking about it. Like, again, if you're talking about the real timeness of this, they have been talking about one man cucking the other for 4 months.
Yeah,
4 months, and it's so crazy. But then in the 4th month, Eric finally has the thought, hey, so did you tell your wife? And then T'Challa's like, yeah, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, dude. She's cool.
It is what it is.
She's a bro, man. This is, it's a marriage.
Sure, he gets revealed to be the spy. You know? It is what it is.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah.
It is what it is.
You know what? We've talked about Krakoa stuff previously. Fallen Angels deserve the hate. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. That's what Black Panther proves.
Pisses me off? You know what pisses me off? It doesn't deserve a second. I liked his Killmonger.
The mini?
The mini he did. Yeah. Yes.
I feel like,
and I liked his original work that he did for Vertigo too. I don't think Brian Hill is a bad writer. It's just
he's got weird pregnancy ideas. He does have some weird pregnancy stuff going on in his brain. At least in these 2 runs.
Now that you mention it, Fallen Angels did also have a weird pregnancy stuff in there.
Fallen Angels. Yeah.
What? Brian Hill, if you're listening to this episode, how many babies?
How many babies? He's the black male Kelly Thompson, just obsessed with the birthing.
Women be birthing.
Some women be birthing.
Yeah, you know what? People be birthing.
Some people.
We're woke here at MGA. People be birthing.
I really hope Salt reads a significant amount of this comic.
I hope he at least gets to the cucking.
I want to be mean to him about it. I want to be mean to him picking it.
I just especially over the books that he picked that he didn't pick.
It's so bad. It's such a bad comic book. I did not reread issue 1 of this either.
No, I did. I mean, like, none of the books that I read, like, even if I was rereading it, I didn't read that first issue because I'm like, you know what?
I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah. Especially for Black Panther. I'm like, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah, I didn't need to read another issue. 23. Actually, you know what? If Salt wasn't forcing me to have to read issue 24, I might not even read the last issue of Black Panther when it comes out.
See, this is sunken cost for me now, because now that I've read this for this episode, I have to.
That's what I'm saying. It's so bad. I don't think
you cannot force me to read 23 issues of this,
because you know what? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't make sense of the plot from 1 to 23 anyway. So what's the point? It's not closing a circle for me. I think I'm gonna refuse. I'm gonna tell Salt I'm reading it, and I'm gonna go to that, and I'm gonna
pretend I read
finish it.
I'm gonna take the next logical step. Instead of saying that I didn't read it or I stopped reading it at a certain point, I'll just say that I read it anyway.
Hey, but it's going to be a new year. It's not going to be Year of the Lie anymore. So
shit, we got to figure out our gimmick for next year.
I know.
It's all right.
It'll happen. It'll happen naturally.
Final notes on Ultimate Black Panther for now. It is as a book, it is a wild ride. As an Ultimate Marvel book, ... LOL.
I think it is very funny. It is indicative of like it's everything bad about the line. I think it's my least favorite book. I think I hate this book. But it's funny how every other book does the things that Black Panther does wrong, but good.
Yeah, I mean, even the things that it's so funny because it's like, yeah, you're right. No, everything it does wrong are things that the other books in the line
like
do.
Another book does well. Yeah.
Yeah, and somehow they make it work. Like, for instance, and I can't keep spoiling Ultimate X-Men, so hopefully it's the next book.
Ultimate X-Men is the next book.
Okay, good.
Job.
Because it does do the, hey, this doesn't really feel like a month is passing by, but it doesn't really matter. I don't care.
It doesn't matter at all. Yeah, even the thing of like, yeah. Anyway, sorry. I just had the thought that I should talk about who made this book, but it's Beach Momoko. Beach Momoko did everything besides lettering it. Travis Lanham lettered it. So shouts. He came in for this one. And Zach Davison adapted the script, whatever the hell that means. No, but even with Ultimate X-Men, where I was talking about like Black Panther, I couldn't explain what happens plot wise in Black Panther really, besides like his dad dies and Amon and Ra are doing stuff and whatever. T'Challa's trying to figure out how to unite the African continent. Okay, same thing with Ultimate X-Men. Like some cult stuff is happening. These kids are awakening their powers.
I couldn't tell you the issue to issue plot. Like, yeah. if you were to like flashcard style, show me the cover of each one, I'd be like, this was Shadow King stuff was happening here. Yes.
And if you like took the number off, there's no way. Like, yeah, I'm not figuring that out. But like, it doesn't matter.
That being said, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said,
it's just a vibe. It's like, it's just a vibe. The art's so good. I want to live in it. Like, I want to spend time with it.
Remember earlier how I said that I would be, you know how we said that we would be pissed at Salt for choosing Ultimate Black Panther over other books. I would much rather reread this book 4 months down the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than Ultimate Black Panther.
I would have used it as an excuse to reread it even. Like, yes. I'm excited for the end of it. I'm enjoying where it's going. And like,
I'm locked in. I'm so geared in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I guess here's a question. Because I'm interested in this part of this book, because this book does feel very decompressed.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a long
time.
Especially
I think I noted like second arc is where it really starts to pick
up.
Like,
okay, cool.
Not even probably the beginning. Like I would say like around like that. When does the suitcase thing happen? 8?
I think that's like 9-ish.
See, this is what I mean. Like, you can't tell you the exact issue, but like there are moments.
That's the other thing. I didn't take a bunch of notes on this one because I was just like, I'm just going to read the next issue. I just want to keep going, right? Like, and
every now and then there'll be something that'll pique my interest. Like, for instance, like again, I don't know which issue it happens in, but Surge, she does Enjo Kosai, which is when underage teenage girls hang out with older men for money. And I was surprised to see that like that part of Japanese culture was coming into play into this book. And later on you see it happen, but with oh god, whose dad does she
May's dad. Cyclops kitty person. Well, wait, not dad though, right?
No, she does she goes out with Armor Girl's dad.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. The fact that the children of the atom are based off of the Moonies or Happy Science, that was one where I was like, oh, I see it. I got you. I got where you're going for, Peach Momoko. I see you. That was another cool thing. Like the bits of Japanese culture that don't get put in the back matter that I don't read, that Zach Davison writes.
I look at the pictures and I go, oh, this looks nice.
Yeah.
And then I turn the page.
Nice pictures. Next issue.
Yeah, I'm not reading that.
Great sketches, Peach. Yeah. Next issue. But it is very much a book steeped in culture, and it doesn't feel as oppressive, I would say, as some of her previous X-Men works, like with Demon Days, where I think she focused a bit too much on trying to mix the characters with the culture and not
and especially
enough
like
on the narrative.
Mythological stuff. I think is like more fun if you're a big weeb.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're a big yokai head, like it's cool.
Exactly.
Like it's great. Like
yeah, I'm looking at the pretty pictures mostly in that case. Whereas here, it's like it feels so different from anything else being made. And I'm sure a million people are saying that same thing about this book, and it's true. And that's why it's just like, this feels like something that like the right combination of her having the right amount of star power and also this like thing opening in a place that like was gonna generate sales and was going to be popular enough that she could sit on something for a while. And it was like the perfect combination of time and fortune and like and that's why I'm like extremely forgiving of this book for not doing anything with the wider Ultimate stuff, really. Like
it's funny, I noted end, like it took 20 issues for Sunfire to actually show up in the book, and I didn't really feel pissed about it at all.
I'm
like, cool, Sunfire's. You know what I was actually pissed about? The fact that this book wasn't getting more than 24 issues.
I
was
know.
Like, damn.
I mean, whatever Momoko does next, I'm probably there for. At this point, I might maybe even single issues. Even though I do still think this isn't a good monthly read. I don't think it would. I don't know that maybe it would feel better after issue 12. You read the first 12. Collected, and then you jump from there.
Like 12, like around that third arc is where I was actually starting to feel like the weight of each issue, and I mean that in a good way. Where it's like, oh yes, this is things are happening in this issue, next issue. Things are happening in this issue, next issue. Like the melding together of events starts to uncouple around that point.
Yeah. So on that note, sort of, my big criticism of Black Panther is that like it doesn't use the formal month gaps very well, and it takes too long to get to any point, right? I'm way more I came down to I'm more patient with this book because it's so original. So I'm not like, I know what's next. I know that you're gonna make Wakanda known to everybody, right? Like I know that's gonna happen. So like get to it, because this has already been told enough times that you have an efficient way, right? It's the what the legacy superhero thing that we were talking about, where it's like optimize it. You're not optimizing this. You like
especially for a character like Black Panther, who like you've got the comics, you've got the movies,
and he became A-lister recently. So it's like there's a lot of good Black Panther stuff floating around right now where you have the opportunity to optimize really well. Versus
let me get pissed at Salt again just real quick. Ultimate Black Panther, because he specifically said that Ultimate Spider-Man wasn't doing enough different from the main line.
I know.
And then he chose Ultimate Black Panther.
I know. It's crazy. I re-listened to that episode for this to like mine it for anything that we kind of side commented about.
Right.
And the whiplash going from Spider-Man to Black Panther, and his reason for not liking Spider-Man and his reason for liking Black Panther being the same answer is very funny. It's very Salt, because it's just like, dude, it like disorients
the Emersonian mind.
It's just like, what's happening? Yeah,
the Emersonian mind. Yes.
But yeah, no, like Ultimate X-Men, I have so much more patience for, because it's not something that is immediately I know what's going to happen. It's more of a mystery. And then even the month gap stuff, like it felt like very early on they just like stopped. They just kind of ignored that. And like it kind of made itself up in the wash. It feels like later on they do a bigger time skip.
I mean, especially as they start factoring in yearly events. Like that's one part I actually did like about, the way that this book handled. I'll give it credit, the Kamen Rider-ness of it all. Because like Kamen Rider and even Super Sentai, they'll have episodes that take place during certain events during the year. Christmas, summer festivals, the beginning of the new school year. And you see events like that happen in various issues throughout this run. And it's cool as a demarcation of like, oh yes, this is happening while all this is happening, right? Like the new school year is starting
right
while they're dealing with Shadow King's bullshit. So in that regard, it is neat, but I wouldn't say that is to the credit of the format of the line.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Or it's just a marriage with the two things also, right? It's like, hey, I get to do this thing anyway. I was going to do it, but now I also get to marry it to this formal choice that Hickman seems to have made on his own and everybody else just had to go with.
Yeah. The art, which we have to talk about.
Just gorgeous. Talking about this with,
like it's so crazy that at its worst, like the absolute worst this book has, it is good. Like the absolute worst that the art in this book can get is good. The worst art in this comic is better than some of the best art in some other books in this line. I'm not naming names.
I mean,
I'm not naming names. I'll be nice.
Obviously, I think like, style wise, whatever, account for style however you want, but like this is the best art of the line. I don't feel bad saying that. Like, Shadow, you're great. You're an A-lister. This is just a different level. You also, it's like every issue is the same person. That's awesome. That is
the craziest thing about it. 24 issues, not a single skip, not a single fill-in.
I think
truly like
there was
insane.
There was some schedule fuckery that happened at some point. I think they might have taken a whole month off. I can't remember. They might have.
I think they doubled up during one of the months, but I forget which one.
There was something where they might have done a gap where, it released on the first Wednesday this month and the last Wednesday the next month.
Yeah.
Something happened where there was a little gap, but it was only once, and it was like planned. It was like solicited differently or something like that. But I prefer that. I greatly prefer that, and it's going to end on time.
Yeah.
It's going to end on time. Unlike
not naming names. Is this our segue? Is this our segue into our next book?
I think that's perfect. Yeah. Unlike Ultimate Spider-Man, which is 23 issues in and should have shipped its 24th issue by now.
Should have been done.
Should be done, but it's not. We're waiting with bated breath for the final issue.
As someone who does keep the catalogs or the Previews World catalogs for Marvel and DC's books each month, like
you keep them every month?
I keep them every month. I have a box full of just a huge pile.
That's crazy.
So I can remember the time when Ultimate Spider-Man 24 was solicited 2 months in a row.
Oh, damn.
Maybe 3 months in a row, actually. But yeah.
So our wait 1 second. Sorry.
We have to talk about this one with Salt.
Again, he's gonna get 3 issues in, so that's.
See, I feel like I should have been less hard with the convincing if that was the case.
Dude, he crumbled. It's not even he crumbled so easily. He folded. It's not our fault at all. I re-listened to that.
No, it is our fault. What are you talking about? We convinced him too hard. Not too hard. It wasn't even an attempt. We tried to convince him. Anyway. And now, we made the attempt, and that's the thing. That's the sin.
Anyway, I do want his insane mind to read.
But I do, yes, absolutely. At the same time, I do want to see again the Emersonian mind.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll talk to y'all in April about how this looks. But again, I truly do not expect him to finish this, so we can get into the weeds on Ultimate Spider-Man a little bit more.
Okay.
But to start off, this is written by Jonathan Hickman, the man himself. Drawn by Marco Cicchetto for 14 and a half issues up to now. So 14 and a half issues by him. For 23. David Messina, who did 8.5 issues of the run. Matt Wilson on colors for 20 and a half issues. Very weird situation here that I don't fully know what happened. Eric Arciniega colored 2.5 issues.
Arciniaga.
That. And then, our letter from everything other than Ultimate X-Men, Corey Petit. Maybe I'll stop saying his name next time. I don't know yet. Ultimate Spider-Man. I feel like I didn't even like move over any notes for this one because it's so broad. There's so much to talk about with this book.
There
It's
is
very
a lot.
It's very rich in both positive and negatives for me. Like there's stuff I think is really, really good in this book on a reread. And there's stuff that I'm just like, this is a weird book.
This is okay. So this is a reread. First and foremost,
reread for me as
well. Comic of this line that I picked up, and I'm continuing to pick up physically. I have my first issue signed by Marco Cicchetto himself.
Wow.
Yeah.
With that, I was trying to be very neutral in the Ultimate Ride Along episode. And I gave up on that by a certain point. But I do want to say, I did reread the first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man for this. It's a perfect comic.
It is.
Top to bottom, it's a perfect comic.
Like, it's so crazy that episode went the way that it did.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, the magic. And I think that's the word I want to capture. Like, if Black Panther was funny, magic is what I want to use for Ultimate Spider-Man.
I think that's fair. I do think, like, there's a shift in this book post issue 12 that I have no explanation for. Like, I do not know what happened that made so many things change for this book and how it treats its characters and it's like in its planning and it's like what seemed to be the end game of the book. It shifts a lot and it almost feels like it really feels like there's something it's going toward that isn't in this book. This is the book in the line that feels like there's no way the Ultimate line actually ends.
Like, that's the thing. I'm looking at this book. I'm looking at all the different threads that are happening right here, and I know Hickman only signed on for the 24 issues.
Absolutely,
I know. Totally. He said 2 years and I'm out. Right, but I look at this book and I'm like, how? Listen, I don't know what y'all got cooking, but if there is nothing after Ultimate Endgame, if you said that's wraps, that's it, you're done, it was a good run, you're over, you're stupid, close the company. I can't say the third thing. Fuck. You know what I'm gonna say. And burn the whole generation down, burn the whole industry down, kill the direct market, crash it again. Magic.
No, you're right.
That's the kind of magic this book has. Oh god, do you want to do this arc by arc? Because I have like arc by arc notes on
I have this. A lot of the real thing is I have a ton of notes. I didn't really organize it in any way, so we could cover it however you want. If you want to go arc by arc, that's fine. I think I more have thoughts on individual issues and maybe like how it goes. So like we could do arc by arc. Yeah, I
have structural things that are also kind of like the whole thing. First off, just how much commits to the monthly thing.
Yeah,
and the third arc is the funniest bit about that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, all right.
But so this is like with Ultimates, this is the most committed to the monthly thing.
I don't like it. It's not built the way Ultimates is, where it like always works either.
No, it's funny because it bends over backwards so much really to try and justify it.
Right.
Like there's so many moments where you're like, okay, arc, there is literally one page. There's literally one page that takes place in the current month.
Yeah. Okay, let's go arc by arc. I do have little, very short, very brief little notes to kind of guide arc by arc, and we can kind of dive in differently. So I have like a volume 1 sort of summary, and then issue by issue 1 sentences. So volume 1 is meeting the family, basically meeting the cast. Anyway. My issue 1 note isn't anything to do with it's genuinely a perfect first issue. What's wrong with Salt is what I wrote for issue 1. Issue 2, everyone's finding stuff out. Issue 3, meet the Harry. 4 is dinner time. 5 is Osborn's flashback, and 6 I put family secret. Everybody finds out. So what there is stuff that you want to hit on?
First off, issue 2, Russian Turkish baths.
Yeah.
Old man Yowie.
Great. Yeah.
I see you. I forget if this is for issue 4 or issue 5, but Messina's Norman Osborn being Tommy Lee Jones will never stop killing me. Like, I will say things about his art, but the fact that, like, very consistently...
That's really good casting.
Truly
actually.
One of the most consistent faces in his art is Norman Osborn as Tommy Lee Jones as Norman Osborn.
It's crazy how nasty the faces he draws are, and how, like, issue 4 especially... No, actually, all the way...
I'll say this. Old men?
Okay, the weird thing about that is because Ben looks like a horrible little troll man, and
yes,
I could be on board with that if Chichetto was also doing that. But it's not like Chichetto is drawing him like hot, a warm, but it's like a normal looking old man. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I could be there, but it's like not consistent across the two artists. And I was thinking about that a lot because that was a thing. I think
Messina was all in my mind reading this because I'm thinking like the entire time, every single issue, I'm like, Keigen's like so the second I saw Messina credit, I'm like, Keigen's already noted this. God
damn it. Keigen's complaining right now, isn't he? Yes, I am. No, but you know what? One of the things, because I took a lot of notes about like what I'm actually not liking about his art, because I think it's an intuitive thing more that I'm just like, this looks nasty. I don't like it. One of the things is I don't think Matt Wilson knows how to color this dude. Like,
see, that's mind meld right there. Because the entire time I'm like, is this Messina inks his art differently than Chichetto does? But then you get to like the midway point. I want to say around like issue 9 or 10, where Messina's starting to ink or hatch his art to line up more closely with Chichetto. Like, if you look at his art in the
I think he's kind of tracing on, like, or at least like heavily referencing Chichetto's stuff.
Like that's what I mean. Like, there's more of an effort to like try and emulate, I guess, or look closer to
which
Chichetto's
like I
art,
wouldn't prefer, but like it does improve his art.
Like it does, and it's like, you know what? I'll let it slide this time, but then in letting it slide, I start to think, but then the colors.
Yeah.
Because if it's not the inks.
Did you notice how like black clothing looks?
Mm-hmm.
It looks horrible. It looks like a pile of vomit. It's like
so
colored
wild
bad,
how
it's inked
flat.
bad, and it's every single one. And it's like these random polygons that are colored, that are inked, because he's trying to like make it look like wrinkles, and it just doesn't work at all. Like Black Cat's costume looks horrible for the first like 3 times Messina draws her. Peter's always wearing a black shirt for some godforsaken reason, and then like somebody's wearing black pants, and it always looks the same. Like he ink washes parts of it and then does heavy inks on others, and I'm like, what's happening here? Like and again, like that part of that is because I'm overly focusing on his art, and I'm finding more things to not like. Which is really unfortunate because I would like to. I would like to like it more. And then my other thing I really noted is like his buildings are and Chichetto definitely does it too. I don't know how he makes it work better, but they're so SketchUp. And then
they're SketchUp, but also the vanishing point also makes like, I don't know how you do SketchUp buildings, but also fuck up the vanishing point. Like
I don't know, dude. And then
I don't magical,
and it's
magical
like,
derogatory.
Yeah, Spider-Man looks pretty good in front of non-building things. Like Messina's Spider-Man in costume looks pretty good, but then when it goes in front of buildings, then it's like, I think you're using SketchUp for Spider-Man all the time too. And then I noticed it the rest of the times. Yes, you're using Poser
when you
for
go
sure.
When you go from an issue with Messina to an issue with Chichetto, both of which have action in them, you go to like, you start with the Messina issue and you're like, okay, you know what, the action's pretty good, it's all right, like some good vibrant kicks, some good poses, and then you get to the Chichetto action in the next issue and you're like, wait, hold on. I got fooled. I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, there are poses with Spider-Man even early on that I'm like, okay, cool. But it also, my other problem is, like, I already complained about his faces. He's drawing like troll faces for Harry, like so frequently, right? And like his Gwen and MJ are like fine because they're just pretty.
I do enjoy when he draws Harry like a little Irish boy that just got kicked in the nuts.
And he's always looking up.
Unfortunately.
Why is he always looking up? He's got his
up.
lips are pointed at the sky. He's whispering a prayer or something.
I'm sorry, Billy O'Donoghue, who I just kicked in the nuts and is looking up at me with the betrayal in his eyes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's all I see when I look at Harry.
But like Hickman has him draw like his first 4 or 5 issues are 9 panels with like 5 faces per page. And maybe homie was like, hey man, I want to work on my faces. Could you write entire issues full of faces? But it's like, if you don't improve in like 1 issue or in a half an issue, then we got to figure something else out. Because then it's also like I start hyperfixating on like, oh, he drew this face in the reflection of the wine glass weird. Oh, look at it. His hands are weird too. Like it just really like snowballs into a whole thing of just like, wow, this guy shouldn't even be a fill-in artist. And I don't like feeling that way. I want people to be able to learn to be good artists. But it's just like, whatever. How is this the best-selling book on the line? You know? Where's Alex Lynn's?
Is it? I thought it was Ultimate. It doesn't matter.
Sales are fake Wolverine anyway. Probably did take it over.
Sales are fake. Sales
are fake. It's shops ordering anyway, so I don't even care. But yeah, I mean, I will say, you know, once I reread, there's a point where Hickman stops writing 9-panel grids for this guy.
Yes.
And it is issue 21. And I took the first good Messina issue, and I realized it was good because I was turning the page at the same rate that I turned the page for Shiseido. I was like, I was just experiencing the story instead of nitpicking Messina. And I was like, holy shit, like this is the moment, dude. You did it. But it's 21 issues in. It's like
it's cool. You've improved. You got there. We finally reached synthesis.
Right.
You know,
but then issue 23 comes around, and it's like, well, now you're putting his art literally right up against an actual like in the same issue. And it's like you turn that page, and Spidey is swinging, and Fisk's face is on the building, right on the big digital billboard, and it's just like, damn.
Yeah.
But I've mostly made my peace, I think.
Yeah, I think
it's fine.
I've made my peace with it. You know, like, you know, it's one bad test. You know, like I keep thinking like I visualize my reread of Ultimate Spider-Man as like looking at my eldest child's report card. You know, where it's like the entire year your kids' teachers have told you, hey, your son's a great student, great presence, helps the other kids, gets good marks. And you're like, cool, everything's great, everything's fantastic. And you get to the end of the year, you get the report card, and you're like, you know what, this is good. Wait, hold on. Geography. C. Okay, interesting. History. B plus. Okay. And that's my mentality going back to this, where it's like, I know you're the best in your class, son. I know you're a magical child. I knew that the second you came out of my balls, bro. However, there's room to improve. And as a South Asian father, I have to know that there are things you can improve. And I say this with love and a tinge of disappointment. But it is what it is. Hey man, did you hear that Scott Snyder's kid got a fucking A in art? What the fuck?
Oh, that's... Is he sharing that?
Yeah, it's just the type of dad to go around telling people, hey, my kid got an A in art.
He's gonna be better than me. Less of a parasite.
But yeah, that's art.
Yeah, I know.
We're not even past the first arc. I think that's it for this first arc for me. It's a magical volume.
Yeah. My thing I want to say is actually in the next arc anyway. So let's go to volume 2. Volume 2 I called the Sinister Six. Issue 7, Tony Stark cameo. Issue 8 I didn't put anything, but it's like the birthday issue, so I'm just gonna say it's the birthday issue.
Yeah,
August.
I did note one thing about it is that and I probably should have wrote down who said it, but one of the characters say, Mysterio, have you gotten shorter since our last meeting? And having read the rest of the book now, yeah. I understand it now.
That's really cool. It's a good joke.
Yeah.
I put 8 is kind of an all-timer. It's a great issue. Like a lot of really good stuff. It's kind of everything you want out of this comic. I think, or everything I want out of this comic anyway. So 8's a banger. That's why I was like, I don't know why I didn't put anything there. Probably because I was like debating between 2 or 3 things. So the birthday issue. 9, enter Black Cat. 10, the paper finds trouble. 11, enter Mr. Negative. And then 12 is Christmas. This is a banger. This is a whole banger volume. It's
awesome.
Tits to Taint is good as hell.
So focusing on the Ben and JJJ bits. First off, Old Man Yowie, you know the whole deal there.
Yep.
It also made me realize that Hickman needs to get up off his ass, put 3 Worlds, 3 Moons on a fucking hold. I don't care. Finish Black Monday Murders, man.
Finish Black Monday Murders, which allegedly it's with Coker. Allegedly it's with Coker. But you motherfucker, draw it yourself, you bitch. Like, get it going, because I don't even own it.
Listen,
I don't even own 1 and 2.
If you're ending at 24, if you're saying 24, I'm done, and that's it. You're just saying JJJ and Ben are done, and you're like.
I want to bring up a couple things because this is beautiful. One, I'm not disagreeing with you, okay? Because I do find the JJJ and Ben stuff extremely fun. However, I don't care about the mystery at all.
Oh, I don't either. The thing is, the mystery is the entire line,
right?
But and when you're reading other books, like you're reading Ultimates, you're reading.
Right. You already know.
Ultimates. If you're reading Ultimates, like it's just like
we read Ultimate Invasion also. Like we know all of this. It is an annoyance for me that so much of Messina's time is spent on this thing that I don't care at all about. I care about the relationship, right? They're fun to have on panel, but it's like.
But also the dynamics of like just starting a new paper, especially like
it's
the commentary of it, and in the modern day, and you're like
that part, that stuff's fun. I almost wish it was always just them dealing with what paper they need to buy. You know what I mean?
Hickman, I know you're up for bullshit minis. I've read Wolverine Revenge. All right. Listen, I'm telling you, you got a Daily Bugle mini in you. You've got one in you.
That's got to be the cheapest book on sale. It's just
listen.
That minimum.
I'll order 5 copies of it, man.
It'll be good. So that's kind of my first note. Is like I don't care about the mystery, and so much of the time spent with them is on them unraveling this mystery that I already know the answer to. And like
however,
sometimes the ride is boring. The dynamic is always fun, but sometimes the what they're doing is boring. Again, especially because it's drawn by Messina very frequently. My other thing that I didn't clock until this time reading it is a huge change to everything that Ben Parker is a newsman. Like,
oh yeah,
that's not a thing I haven't seen that talked about. And I avoid listening to people's opinion on, especially Spider-Man. So that might be a me thing, but like, it fundamentally changes like so much. It restructures a lot of things, including Peter being a photographer, right? Like, it's such a crazy, small, subtle change that is completely unnoticed. But it's like,
it's also one of those things where it's like you have another Ben who is a newsman, who's not in this, and it's like it doesn't feel like a loss at all. Like, if you are merging the 2 characters together, you've done it with such like grace. Again, it's another one of those things that's like magic. How do you do it? How do you do it?
It's crazy. And like, I think there's a note for later, but like the way you get to use Ben instead of May, like that change is also like fundamentally restructures Spider-Man, because you get to have somebody who's going to be mean to him, and who he like is scared of.
Oh yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
It's so good.
The memorial.
Yeah, which I think is next
the two
volume.
of them.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, but holy shit,
it's excellent. Yeah. But even in this volume, you know, the stuff is real good. The paper stuff is still good, even though I have that little mini complaint.
Also, J. Jonah Jameson and Richard, love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff there. I love every time, like the evolution between like J. Jonah Jameson being this like person that the family, not even just the other uncle, but the scary uncle, you know, the one that we don't want. Like, he's here, but you know, like everyone's got that uncle, you know.
Yeah,
everyone's got that uncle, the one who smokes. You know, you look at him and he looks at you kind of weird, and you're like, oh, you're the scary uncle. And that's J. Jonah Jameson. But like seeing the development between the relationship between him and Richard, good stuff. And again, it's one of those things where I'm like, you can't fucking end this, man. You can't fucking end this.
Don't do it to me.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay, Christmas issue.
Holy shit.
It's brilliant. The act of reading it again, I completely forgot the twist. Okay. I mean, I didn't completely forget the twist, but I also did. I was like a little bit annoyed. I was like, you have too many characters in this book. You are just like, it's a fun, cozy issue that I'm like, okay, fine, right?
Sure, you're ending the year. This is the end of your first year on this book.
We just got like fun, cozy family stuff in issue 8, right? With the birthday parties and Jonah giving the gift and stuff like that was fun. Like, okay, fine, fun family stuff. Like I need stuff to happen, and it's like the Merry Christmas page is like, motherfucker,
yeah,
you did it. They did that shit. Like, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. I underrated that issue for sure when it came out. It made me immediately flip back and be like, yeah, Peter didn't say anything. People are making him do things constantly. He doesn't say a single word. People are saying things to him that are important. Oh, that's so good.
The thing is, even knowing the twist, you know, like looking at those interactions, I'm like, okay, so he's not saying anything. He's not saying anything. He's not saying anything. And yet, when the twist happens, even knowing the twist, it still hits. Just
so good. It's so good.
What an end. What an end to not only the first year of that comic, but also the second volume of that comic. Like, yeah. Crazy shot call.
Just fantastic. Just crazy good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to volume 3.
This is actually the one that I have the most written about, actually.
Oddly, not me. I don't have a lot. I think this was the point where I was kind of vibing. There's some stuff that starts here. Like, actually, I think that the shift from 12 to 13 is the big moment where I go like, I don't know that, like, I can't remember.
I'm realizing that half my notes for this arc are about the first 2 issues.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the same actually. So yeah, volume 3 is I titled it Craven and Mysterio Hunt. 13, boys are captured. Boy is Spider-Man. That's kind of fun. 14 is Enter Black Cat Jr. 15 is Gwen flashback. Super good issue. 16, 17, I have notes for them, but I didn't name them anything. Actually, 16, I don't have any single
16 is Gwen. The G in lasagna is silent, but the G in Gwen isn't. That's what I had mentally.
That's awesome.
Because it's all about the money move she was making over the year. And again, like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what, it happened. But then again, the recontextualization of why she gave the paper money. Yeah. You know, and you're like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah. 17 also, I only have notes about Messina's art being bad. And then 18, we're in deep shit now. This is my summary of 18. This is kind of, like I said, this is the shift where I go, there's more planned for that kid.
Yes.
There's more. There's no way this series wraps in a way that we're done with that kid.
Yeah.
That's really it. You know, the shift to him being Spider-Man, Venom, whatever, is something. It's something, and it's real good. This arc, he's like great in this arc.
The seed is there, you know, like it's like the people at Marvel. You have this seed, this miraculous seed of life, right in front of you on the table. It can only last for so long before it dies. Marvel, look at me right now. The entity, the corporation. Corporations are people by law. Look at me right now. Are you going to let that seed die? Don't answer now, but you got 4 months.
I think
you got 4 months.
The crazy thing too, right? We talked so much about how Peter as a 35-year-old who's never been Spider-Man is like a unique thing. And this book doesn't really do anything with that, right? He's pretty much Spider-Man. Issue 2, he's Spider-Man.
I mean, by the third issue, like, I mean, the sixth issue is really where it's like it really hits. Like the third issue is where he's finally getting a handle. Like I would say,
but
that
like
he
he's
only
heroic.
really starts to become Spider-Man when he meets Harry, which I thought was very interesting. It's like, you know, from being a guy who swings around and tries to stop petty crimes most of the time to a lack of success, to actually making the moves towards being a superhero. That's that moment where he meets Harry, right? You know, and so by the sixth issue, like, he is Spider-Man. Yeah.
There's so much here. There's so much here that you're reminding me of, that you're making me go, oh, right. That's something that I want to hit on, because, and this volume is really where this happens, where, we find out Gwen is Mysterio, and, Salt's criticism of this being that, you know, Spider-Man is just supposed to be, and that's why Peter has to be Spider-Man. That's why he's a hero. He's not wrong, and that is boring, you know? Like, it is a boring thing. I like what it's doing. Yeah,
the book also knows
on
this.
Its level.
The book knows this.
It's fascinating to me how much more interesting Harry is than Peter, and how much juice there is there. I mean, especially Harry being a man without a destiny versus Gwen and Peter, and to an extent MJ. But I think this book flubs MJ a little bit more, you know, just in terms of, like, she's not much of a character. Again, the Christmas episode does a lot to fill that in, but like, Harry is constantly present. He's constantly doing things, and again, he is this man without a destiny. He's this man that's not on the list. See, that's the thing. That issue where Iron Man jumps into the book, that was what, like, where it clicked, where it's like, Peter, you are the most important man to the universe, to this universe. You are the first person on a metaphysical level. You know, like, he's speaking to the reader. He's the first person in this universe that the reader saw back in Ultimate Invasion number one, in the part epilogue that Salt didn't read. Post ellipses.
Not even. He didn't even finish the first issue.
He didn't even
Might
get
I
a
remind
quarter
you?
way in.
But again, top of the list, first person he sent the boxes to. True, like, again, everything, even the the ad reads, like the compro text for Ultimate Endgame. You know, some of the solicits is like, Peter Parker is the most important person in the universe, and it's like, okay, who is right next to him when you're saying all that?
Yeah,
who is literally right next to him with his dad's voice in his head as you're saying all that? And suddenly every single issue after that with Harry, you're like, oh, this is a tragedy.
Yeah,
this is a tragedy.
And I mean, I try not to be. I try very hard to not, like, criticize the thing by, like, I want to criticize the thing on its own feet, like, what it does, not what I want it to do. And so, like, this isn't me whining, but I'm like, imagining the version of this book where, like, Harry is the main character, like the main protagonist, and we have this ultimate universe that is wrong, and we have this Harry, this man without a destiny, this man who has no, like, who doesn't have that importance but does, right? He's given himself that importance. What that looks like, because it's set up, it's very set up. And even issue 4, as much as now looking back on it, right, the dinner issue, Gwen is the one that book is hinting at more, right? And we get the flashback of showing how, making sense of all of that. But that makes it even more like Harry getting betrayed by Gwen too, right? Like all of this stuff circling itself. There's one more issue left. We'll see. And Endgame may, hopefully we'll play with stuff with Harry, but it feels like something happened 12 to 13 where we went, like something happened. I don't know. Feels like there's a shift though, where more of the cast had to be doing stuff for whatever reason. The boy's Spider-Man now. Either way, we have our 15-year-old Spider-Man,
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 focus issues on the Osborns. You've got the whole narrative with Richard and Felicia. Like everyone's making moves, even Ben and Jonah, right? And it's not that Peter is a passive member in all of this, but it really is like he's like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I think that is a very interesting take to go with this, where it's like you've said everything, like not you, but like on a general level, everything that there is to be said about Spider-Man has been said already. Everything that you could say about Spider-Man as a 35-year-old that just became Spider-Man was said in those first 6 issues. You got that, you're done. You know who Spider-Man is. Here's the rest of his cast. Now I want to go back to what you said about the alternate universe where Harry was the focus character,
right?
And all that, right? Keigen, I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
I need you to promise me, first off, not to get mad, and second off, to forget about what I'm about to say by the time we finish recording this episode.
Okay.
What you are asking for is the first 15 episodes of Kamen Rider Geats.
Okay. Shots.
Yeah.
Immediate forget. Boom.
Immediate forget. Done.
My other thing about all this stuff, the same, the same thing that this shift happens is it feels like Hickman is saying you can't have a Spider-Man who has a family without the story always being about how Spider-Man has a family. And I think that's unfortunate, but it's also so true. This book is a book about Spider-Man's family, and you can't tell any other stories. Like the Craven's Hunt is the biggest thing there, where it's literally Peter stumbling around with superpowers going, I need to get back to my family. And it's like,
I'm my wife. I need to get back to my wife.
It kind of sucks. I'm not sure I want a Spider-Man to be married and have kids, unless the story ends up being about his kids,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very interesting case for the main line of Spider-Man. It's like people are like, oh, this is what the main line needs to be like, when in reality the messaging of the story is no,
this kind of sucks. Yeah,
like that's not what you want. You think you want that. You think you want Peter Parker married.
It's an engine that creates stories, but it's not. Like, again, I really like Spider-Girl.
It's a perpetual machine.
What I've read of Spider-Girl, May Parker, Spider-Girl, with cop dad Peter Parker.
Shout out Dave Shevlin.
Yeah, that book's good, but it's not Spider-Man anymore, right? It's somebody else. So again, if Richard is the main character, then now I get it. Again, you have your 15-year-old Spider-Man, you have dad Peter Parker. That's cool. I'm down for that. Actually, speaking of that. Issue 18, one of my favorites of the year. Issue 18, absolute banger of an issue. Just like an excellent Spider-Man got himself into shit. Fantastic issue. Yeah. I love it. Love that comic. I have it in print because it's one of my top 10 of the year. So like,
I have it in print because it's on my pull list.
Yeah, not me.
Oh, okay. So I want to talk about because the reason why I have so many notes on the first 2 issues of this arc.
Oh yeah.
So before rereading this, in my mind, I was thinking, with the month-to-month thing, you run into issues.
Oh yeah.
Where you have to justify.
Yeah.
For instance, making an arc last past one issue. Right. Where it's like, you can't have a story start in one issue and pick up the next issue, because a month happens.
Yeah,
it's very difficult, right? So going back and rereading this, I'm like, how
they were gone for so long. They were gone for like 3 months.
It's so crazy. This took 3 months, and then I noticed the dates.
Yeah, dude.
I go, Hickman, you motherfucker.
I was like, no fucking way, because I like flipped back to the beginning of 13 when I got there, because at the last couple pages it says 11:59 p.m. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no fucking way. So I flipped back and I was like, this issue takes place on January 31st. So then I finished the issue and I was like, yeah, the next issue is February 1st. God damn it. Which, like, they were gone for a long time, because they were already gone on Christmas. So
I mean, they were already gone for like 2 months. Like they say in the issue, it's like, you've been gone for 2 months. But the action.
Yeah, takes place.
The issue to issue action takes place over the course of one fucking day.
Yeah, the other cheat they did was Iron Lad's appearance. I thought Iron Lad's appearance was a total cheat too, where they like end on a cliffhanger of him showing up, and then the next issue starts and they're just like la-di-da, like life is happening, and then it flashes back to what Iron Lad says, and it's like, all right, fine,
all right, like, or again, the I think it's issue 5 where you get the flashbacks with
it's like
Green
all
Goblin.
flashbacks. Yeah,
literally only the last page in that takes place in May.
Yeah, which
only the last
fine
page of that issue.
It does at least.
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
You know, like it's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't necessarily consider this a constraint or a weight of the monthly format. However, when you're bending over backwards this much to make it work, it does make you chuckle. Like it's one of those things where it's like, again, the date difference.
Yeah,
it's like all these technicalities.
Yeah, it points to the thing of this was Hickman's idea also. So he's like, of course, he's the most comfortable breaking the rule and like doing it in a way that's clearly like still following the rule. You know,
I mean, oh god, the funniest bit though is that with all this backbending, all the effort it takes, you get to issue 22. And you notice the date. Like literally, what is it, 2 pages in
later or whatever.
And the first thing I did, I don't know which group chat I went into, and I said, Hickman, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
2 years, almost 2 years of doing the gymnastics, the time gymnastics. And at the final stretch, you know, the home stretch of this run, just goes, you know what? Fuck it. 3-month time skip. Who's counting? Not me.
Cheated.
Not me, apparently.
Totally cheated.
Beast mode. That's all I gotta say. Beast mode.
Yeah, true.
Beast mode.
Yeah, with that, we'll go into volume 4, which I did not do little quippy things for because I didn't read it that way. I read it in single issues, so I didn't even realize that I was moving from one volume to the next. I mean, I realized it when I went into it, but I didn't think about it later.
For 20, I said that it's actually a pretty good mirror to issue 4.
Yeah, which it is.
So that was nice. And that's something I didn't notice when I was reading this monthly. Because
totally.
That was 16 months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, how am I supposed to?
I did take the note. The therapy speak in this issue was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, these people are toxic. These are not friends. They're TikTok therapists attacking each other. And then, MJ knocking Gwen out is like, okay, that's a lot. I don't know that was warranted. But yeah, I mean, you know, it is another 9-panel grid issue. He's still trapped in that grid. David Messina, he locked in there. Hickman has him in prison. But fortunately, he was able to break out of that in 21, where like so much happens. Mr. Negative makes his move. which is cool. I mean, we've not said anything about Mr. Negative because this book just has him doing Mr. Negative things, like very standard. Yeah. It's cool. The reveal that his sister is a Mysterio is cool.
I mean, what's crazy is that she is introduced like 3 issues before that as just a random Mysterio.
Yeah, she's just like the other lady one.
When she was introduced, I was like, oh, sure, it's just another Mysterio. I don't know who she is. She is just some woman to me.
Yeah.
She is just some woman.
All the other characters have names. They're all Spider-Man characters.
Not only are they named, but also characters that have been in the plot before. Mm-hmm, you know, Robbie Robertson. Actually, Quentin Beck is a funny one because it's like, Quentin. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But and it's like, okay, sure, Wesley, Gwen, sure. This is a woman. This is a woman to me.
Yeah.
And then the 21 happens. It's funny enough, I didn't note anything about the Mr. Negative stuff in 21 because I noticed something extremely funny and funnier than truly anything in Ultimate Black Panther. The fucking pincushion that is Black Cat Senior. Did you know
so funny.
The amount of times that this man has endured bodily harm over the past 2 years?
I did not think about that. But no, that's funny.
Falls off a roof, gets choked out by venom, gets stabbed. It's like every time he shows up too, like it feels like a SpongeBob bit. Because like the first time you're like, I'm flipping around. Hey, I'm the Black Cat. And the next time you see him, he's in a wheelchair. And you're like, damn, that's crazy. Because he got, he broke his spine. And then Venom chokes him out. And the next time you see him, he's intubated.
Yeah. And then his ass just gets blown up, right?
No, because in issue 21, when you see all the different characters getting betrayed by Mr. Negative, there's one panel, just a small panel, and he's getting stabbed through his chair.
Oh no, that's real funny.
Truly the funniest character of this entire fucking book.
Like I knew this too, but like it's hilarious. Oh yeah, there he is. He's just getting killed.
He's still intubated from behind
too. Oh man, that's good, man. That's good stuff.
That's a good bit.
That is a good bit. That's like that. Literally is like the my leg guy in SpongeBob. Yeah. Just straight up. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was my only note for 21. I'm fine. I'm not sick, guys.
No, he's super well. Okay, yeah. I mean, we got 22 and 23. 22, finally a sex scene. Finally, and it's closed door. We're not getting the bits, but it does happen. It happens.
Does happen. Happen.
It's not just,
I mean, they talk about it. It's mentioned at various points.
But he's like, I'm not in the mood to have sex with my supermodel wife right now. No, he was busy, actually. Sorry. He was too busy. What a fucking guy. Yeah, I mean,
the auto reveal is funny.
It's
all
really
things
fun.
Considered.
It's really fun.
It's one of those things where you're like, I see, that's okay.
He's like trying to make a spider. He's trying to get the spider so he can have Spider-Man powers,
Yep.
It's good. It's good. It's real good.
Yeah.
Made himself a suit. Auto stuff is very fun.
Not even made himself a suit. It's a suit from issue, I think, 8, when he's redoing the suits for both of them.
Oh,
he just took that suit.
It annoys me so much that he has the white spider, though. It's this PS4 suit. I mean, it's not exactly the PS4 suit, but still, I mean, of course,
don't worry, it will be in the next Spider-Man game.
It absolutely will be. Sure. Yeah, totally. I took the note. I mean, 23 is really just like climax. Like, okay, everything's happening. I did take the note. Between this and the Ultimates, isn't it funny that people are just taking over the system like once a week in December? Like, hey, we're gonna broadcast this around the whole world. It's like, that's hilarious. It
was really funny. I forget which book it was where they were talking about like people getting overloaded with information and them succumbing to the fact. I think it might have been Ultimate Universe when you're in. But it was funny reading that and then thinking about literally what you just said. Where it's like, the Ultimates and Ben Parker are taking over Times Square at least like 3 times a month.
Pretty soon it'll be every hour. All right, so this is my hot take. This is my hot take about this series. And part of this, I've flirted with saying this and saying like I don't feel like you could end all this stuff with issue 24, right? I don't think you can do an evergreen Spider-Man story.
No,
I don't think so. I think you need the ongoing. You need a constant ongoing, and you need reactions to previous stories in order to tell a good Spider-Man story. Because even Kraven's Last Hunt, I talked about this a few months ago when I
mean, they figured this out back in the 60s.
Right. But like I said this back then where it was like I read Kraven's Last Hunt on its own and like it hit, but it also didn't. And then I read the like preceding year of Spider-Man comics leading up to it, and it hit so much harder because it's like, oh, you know, you need the constant like tragedy. The last sequence
in a series of unfortunate events.
Right.
There's like this is the tipping point, you know, like
and like that's when the best Spider-Man stories are too, right? Where it's like, a thing happened. It was messed up. A thing happened. It was messed up. A thing happened. And now...
So Harry.
Right.
I feel like Michael Irvin right now.
No,
you know what you've got to do.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm not mad, though. I'm not mad.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's my bottom line is like, this is 24 issues of like good stuff. It's maybe a little uneven in terms of focus, you know, transitioning from the front half to the back half. And especially like, it feels like we solidly knew there's only going to be 24 issues of this run at a certain point. Or maybe we're also setting something up for later. It does not feel like it makes sense to end it at 24 for a lot of reasons. So like just a weird thing that I do like quite a bit. Did enjoy.
You know, as much as I said, wow, I need more of this. Wow, I need more of this. Wow, I need more of this. One thing I'll say about this book, I think this book says pretty much everything that you need to say about Spider-Man in its entirety. Like as a franchise, as a character, everything you could say about Spider-Man as an idea in 2025 has been said by this book. And people are going to take away the wrong, the wrong message.
Totally.
This book is going to end, and people are going to like it's the Gundam meme all over again, where it just goes right over their heads.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of different ways to come away with this with the wrong idea too.
Like it's so devilishly clever, magically devilishly clever, where it's like, as someone who has never read a Spider-Man comic before, it's a good comic. As someone who has read, it's like the bell curve, you know, where it's like the number of Spider-Man comics read in a lifetime, except it's like a negative bell curve. Where it's like, if you've read like this amount of Spider-Man comics, if your exposure to Spider-Man comics is like the past decade of the mainline Spider-Man comics, and you read this, of course you're going to be like, oh, I need more. Oh, I want more. You know, this gives me everything I want out of the main line. And then you get back to like has read like 100, 200, 900 Spider-Man comics. And it gets to the point where it's like, you know what? 24 makes sense. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Oh, for sure. It's also, I don't think anybody should ask Hickman to write more than 24 is a lot. 24 is way more than I ever would have thought he was going to do in a Marvel book in 2025, or, you know, across 2024 and 2025.
24 is longer than his X-Men run.
Damn, that's fun. That's a fun thing. So I mean, obviously he did more than that across like other things, but that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
That's messed up. Yeah, no, I mean, you could go back to post Avengers, just in general, post Avengers, like what I could expect out of Hickman, and 24 isn't it, but I couldn't imagine asking for more, you know. Plus,
I mean, again, by Marvel standards, like I forgot to say this about Ultimate X-Men, but like the fact that Ultimate X-Men has gone as long as it has and has been given the runway to get good, right? Like if you look over at manga and you look at the first 4 or 5 issues, like you can glaze, in the whole manga versus comics debate, but it's the same thing where it's like sometimes it'll take like 4 or 5 issues for a manga to really get going.
Wait, are you saying chapters or volumes?
Chapters in this case.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure because there's different ways to read manga, but okay, 4 or 5 chapters. Yeah,
chapters. Like I'm thinking issues
it's semantics,
of Shonen Jump.
but I just wanted to.
I know it's. I'm thinking Shonen Jump issues. But yeah, like again, in a lot of cases, if you're lucky enough, you get the runway to gradually get better, rework it to what your editor thinks works better, and you'll notice in a lot of cases that like, yeah, there are, even anime where it's like, yeah, it doesn't really get good until such and such episode.
Yeah, and there's like big changes in those early ones. But yeah,
and in Marvel's current landscape, it feels so anomalous that something like Ultimate X-Men is given that runway, where like if it was a mainline comic, you get 5 issues. Sorry if you didn't get it, you didn't get it.
Yeah,
4 sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's very true, and I also think that's one of the sneaky reasons why these mini lines or micro lines, as people are calling them, have been a like really big thing for a lot of different in different areas, right? DC, Skybound, Tinyans pretend doing it with Exquisite Corpses, and here the Ultimate
whatever
line.
Dynamite's doing. I'm just going to pretend that I know anything that's happening over there.
Sure. But it's like, I think, we've talked about this with the X-Men. People have talked about it with X-Men for years. Like Wolverine pays for the Psylocke mini that comes out, regardless of whether Wolverine's good or not. Psylocke mini is you're getting it out of it too. And so I think it bought that runway got purchased through Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Black Panther ended up selling a ton.
The whole line, I think, like, I guess this is a question for Will Moss, I guess, like how many issues were these runs allotted, or was it, hey, sky's the limit, baby, just go as long as you want? Because that would explain Ultimate Black Panther. Right. That would explain Ultimate Black Panther. I
mean, yeah, I think in both Ultimate Black Panther and Ultimate X-Men, because the other thing about manga that I think is really interesting in our constant comparing the two, it's weekly. So it's like, well, 5 weeks is fine. I don't care. I'll wait 5 weeks for something to get good. But like Ultimate X-Men isn't really clicking until issue 10.
Yeah,
right.
That is almost a year.
That's almost a year, which is crazy. And especially with the way Marvel is not shifting to graphic novels anytime soon. So like, you get the first collection by month 8 or 9. And then you're not getting the second one until, month 15 or 19, somewhere in there. So it's like you're really waiting for your fans like a year and a half in to get any real momentum, and that's crazy. Like, and it feels like it's exponential also, right? Like the difference between chapter 24 in a manga and issue 24 of a comic is a big chunk of time.
One is half a year, one is 2 years.
The other's 2 years, exactly.
Yeah.
And so like I have no idea. Obviously, the question you posed to Will Moss, I do like. You look over at the Absolute line, and I think they were given 12 issues for sure. And that's based on.
I mean, even in cases like Absolute Martian Manhunter, where it's like you've
got
6 issues, and if you do well enough,
and then one was good, and so they got 12. Exactly. Yeah. Like, and we knew that. That was very.
they were very vocal.
Yeah.
About
It was
that.
we knew that, but I think the other books were probably around 12. But I think they knew and they extended it earlier than that, right? Like I think that first issue of Batman, that first issue, like those.
When that first, that third, that fifth, that sixth printing of that first issue, came out. That's
which I mean, Spider-Man did the same thing, right? Like I think Spider-Man might have gone to 10 printings as well. So which again, like it's hard to say that these weren't that 24 issues weren't greenlit, period. Right. It's weird that it's ending, but I would lean toward, I think 24 got greenlit, and yes, that is why X-Men and Black Panther look that way, but I still don't think that's a good thing necessarily. Like I don't think you should pace things that way either way. Like you can get 4 good stories out of 24 issues if you do it right, and Hickman did, right? Like we got, I think those first 2 volumes are like good stories on their own, and the third one too, it ends with like one of my favorite issues of the run, setting up the final volume too. So it's like you look at things different ways, and you figure out how to write a good story, Brian Hill. To try again on Killmonger, I guess. All right. Yeah, we still have one more book, and it's a fucking doozy too. So I'm excited to talk about this book with you though, because we have barely talked about this book like at all.
Yeah. It's funny because it's one of those things where it's like things left unsaid.
Yeah.
Then it's the entire book. And also, I said this to Keigen before we started recording. Of all of the books that we have covered on this episode, even Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion got notes. I have no notes for Ultimates.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a real.
I have no notes for Ultimates.
This is something. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce this book. Ultimates. It is written by Dennis Camp.
Dennis Camp.
Is it Dennis? Dennis Camp. Okay,
Dennis Camp. Part Filipino. Shout outs.
Part Filipino. We know Lan loves him a Filipino. So
shout out Filipinos.
Love to hear it. It is. He made this comic with Juan Frigeri, who drew 14 issues, Phil Noto, who drew 2 issues, Chris Allen did a guest issue, and Von Randall did 1 issue as well. They all did line art. Federico Blee colored 16 issues of Ultimates with Eric, what is it?
Arcianaga.
Arcianaga. Okay, see, my autocorrect also changed it, so I have no idea. He only did 1 issue of this though, and then there are 3 issues that 3 one-shots that I'm not. People worked on them. Look it up. I'm not. There's a lot of names on all of them, and I did not want to write all those down for one-shots that honestly I don't even feel like we're going to talk about them that much. So this is kind of a monster of a book. This is the one that does the monthly thing extremely well, because it's baked into its premise that we're counting down to Ultimate Endgame, turns out. The Maker getting out of the bubble, and
honestly, fitting that we end on this book.
Yeah, it's correct. It's the book I'm buying monthly. I own it all in print. I actually read it all in print. This one took me the longest to read, actually, because initially I was like, whatever, got it digitally, and then I realized like I have the print issues, and like what a waste to not read it that way again. Why do I own it if I'm not going to? But all the lighting in my house is warm lighting, and it makes Blee's color look even worse. So I could only read it during the day, and it's winter, so there's not a lot of day. So like I couldn't read it at all during the week because I get home after it's already dark. So it's like only a weekend read.
Down in Alaskan Atascadero. It's
I mean, no, the sun sets at 5, so like I'm not home. I leave work at 5.
So it actually sets that late for you guys. That's crazy.
Like no, and plus my apartment has very little natural light if like the sun's not out. Does that make sense? Like, so if the sun goes behind, as soon as it's behind the houses, it's like dark in here.
No, I say that because sunset is at 4:30 here.
Nice.
Yeah,
get them sad lamps.
Surprisingly don't need them so far.
Nice.
But hey, I mean, we'll see if
winter just started, huh? So
depends on our reading list for next year.
Anyway, So Ultimates, I do have little things for each issue and everything.
Okay.
Especially because I was really pulling this apart, in a positive way, in a critical way. So, I'm just gonna start because we're already 2 hours into this. Volume 1, I called it Assembling a Revolutionary Team. The Free Comic Book Day is focused on Human Torch. Issue 1 is Wasp and Ant-Man. Issue 2 is Captain America and America Chavez. 3 is She-Hulk. 4, Doom and the Fantastic Four Origin, the Broken Fantastic Four Origin. 5 is Hawkeye. 6 is the team gets their asses beat. Bangers.
So I'm going to say this. There's a reason why I didn't put any notes for this one. When I say what is possible, like if you ask what is possible with the monthly issue comic format, you know, a lot of this has been debated for years, even decades at this point. The idea that, like, why are people still reading comics monthly, issue by issue, piecemeal? And I look them in the eye and I say, Ultimates is why. I remember every single issue of this comic like the day I first read it. Every single issue.
Yeah, you know,
off the top I could go.
I love that.
Off the top.
I love that because for me, like one of, I'm discovering that this is less of a bellwether than I thought it was, right? Because for me, like a lot of my favorite things are highly rereadable or rewatchable, right? Movies, whatever. I've watched them a bunch of times and I'm like, oh yeah. I'm finding that the more I practice the like critical part of my brain though, the less I need to do that and the more boring rewatches and rereads are. And so like the experience of this was interesting because I was reading these issues issue by issue and I was like, I remember all of this. Like, do I really need to do this? Do I really need to reread them? And like, and it does speak to their effect as they're very specific. They're pretty simple, right? Each individual issue is
the unitary nature of it, where it's like,
right.
You know, Ultimate Spider-Man, you have individual issues that are standouts, right? You have your issue 18s, you have your issue 12s, you have your issue 8s, right? That is every single issue. Yeah. And it is by nature that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely favorites, and there's a couple that are annoying that I want to pick at a little bit.
Yeah.
But this first volume doesn't have any of that. Like, like I like the Hawkeye issue the most probably. I ship them. They should have a sexual partnership. I think the two of them.
Multiple.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go for it. You know, Cap. I want Cap to get a little freaky. And then like 6 is so telegraphed, and it was at the time too that it was kind of like, okay, this is just the ass beating issue, but it's still cool, right? Do I wish we had Capuccio here or Alex Lynn's here? Yeah. But seeing people get their hands ripped off, seeing people get ripped in half, we're getting it all here, you know? So who am I? Who am I to complain, really?
Before I talk about the coloring.
Yeah, it's bad.
I actually, that's everything there is to say about that. Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Fuck you, Bleed.
One for Gary. Actually, before I know I just said color. No. We'll
just
get
talk,
back to coloring. For Gary, listen, we're 2 hours into this thing.
We are.
For Gary, is someone who I've been familiar with his work for some time. He did some issues of Guardians of the Galaxy when Alien was ready. That's what I said, right? Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't correct.
Wow, I'm really tripping. No, I know. I'm second guessing myself. Pen. I took one too many hits.
Damn. He's gone.
Yeah. So like he's an artist that I've been, seeing often, and it's really cool to see the kind of artist that he's become in this book specifically, where early on in his career I said all the derogatory things there is to say about his art. This is Liefeld on anti-steroids. This is a boneless Liefeld. This is so the inks are so muddy. But this, it's like, yeah, for Gary, he's got it. Are there other artists on Marvel's Rolodex that could have been good for this book? Absolutely. However, I think for Gary is calling him a necessary evil feels
I think that's
unnecessarily mean.
He's good enough. And he's good enough to be an ongoing really artist. Right,
he's really good to be an artist. Exactly.
Yeah, I've used this as the measuring stick throughout this episode, and it's like he should be an ongoing artist on a book. And
no, he's the artist the book deserves.
He's the right guy.
I don't know how to say that. Yeah, I don't know how to say that in like a non-derogatory manner, because I don't mean it in it in a derogatory manner, because he is a great fit for the book.
You look at the numbers on these books. He's drawn it, like, especially once we
he's second place right now, right? Like,
it'll be first though. He'll be tied, right? Tomorrow he'll have 15. And Gischetto's just gonna have 15 also, so he'll be tied for most of the next issue that comes out.
So everyone's running second to Peach Momoko, right?
Right. Peach Momoko's first, but for Gary is gonna have there's at least one more fill in, so he'll have like 18 or 19 total, so he'll be second to Peach. So it's like, he's putting in the work. He is the ongoing artist. He's anchoring the book. I like the Chris Allen issue. I like the art on it. When I opened that book and I saw it, I was like, oh, for Gary looks great. And then I got to the last page and I was like, damn, I feel bad now. But that was Randall too. The Shang-Chi issue is cool. But I also, there's Bagley doesn't set my world on fire, right? But he could draw his ass off, and the industry needs that. And I think Gary grew on this book, and I think that's great.
Much in the way that Ultimate Spider-Man, the 2001, is Bendis and Bagley. Ultimates is absolutely camping for Gary.
Yeah, for Gary,
you don't have Ultimates without for Gary.
Right. And I mean, there's awesome stuff like visually, the when Steve is learning the history of the world. That's awesome. That looks great.
That one panel just seared in my mind. The stare, the anger,
the stare is so good. The red eyes, it's for once the colors are actually working there too. So I'm not gonna say Camp is working with two incredible artists on other books also, right? Javier Rodriguez is redefining what good art looks like, and then Zawadzki on Assorted Crisis Events is also doing ridiculous things with pages. For Gary is the normie guy of the three, though, right? This is a thing that you can put in front of anybody and they're going to get it and they're going to be able to read it. Whereas those other two guys, I think you kind of have to have some comics under your belt to really get and appreciate. So it's this is the most approachable thing that Camp is working on right now, and that's fine. That's totally okay. That for Gary is a solid superhero artist. Again, I think he's there's a few incredible artists on this line too, right? But for Gary deserves to work on whatever he wants to next. And it looks like he can do the majority of those issues on his own. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that's awesome. I think people who can finish the work are very important in today's comics. Yeah. Because there's a lot of guys who can't, and then you have Messina drawing over a third of your issues, or over a third of your issues, and so it's just kind of I would prefer for Gary. I prefer him on every issue than a weird divide between guys. So,
and I will say the fill-in artists make sense, especially for the issues that they do when Nova comes in.
Yeah, they're when away Chris from comes in. Our main.
Yeah,
our main
it makes
stuff.
Sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense when they come in. It doesn't feel like you're losing anything. You know what it is? It feels like Immortal Hulk.
Yeah.
When you had those one-off issues that weren't drawn by Bennett, right? Where you're like, this is just another issue drawn by another artist, and it makes sense why it was given to Bodenheim or Patara, I think.
There's a few. There's quite a few. It's a long run. No,
Patreon.com, Midnight Grappler Animals. We'll be covering that there soon.
Yeah, at some point. This is also one of the things about this book. Like, this book feels edited. Like, there's a lot of superhero books that don't feel like there's an editor on the wheel at all. And like, this feels like somebody's paying attention and is lining things up. Even with the like 1 year in, 2 years in, the Hawkeye special, like, all of those things feel like they're intentional, and it feels like there's more than just the Camp for Gary worrying about this stuff. Which is nice to see. And even if some of that stuff just seems intuitive and I'm talking out of my ass, maybe I am, but also, like, I feel like the way the guest artists are, like, even Phil Noto was used
feels
twice.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, and like Noto was used for the two Doom issues. Like, it makes sense to me. Yeah. Like, it looks like things are being paid attention to at the very least.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move on to volume 2 and see what we end up yapping about.
Sure.
There.
Yeah. 2's a funny one because you have the 1 year in issue.
Right. There's the 1 year in issue. Nick Fury.
1 week after the 7th issue, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is one of the few times where it actually matches up with because I remember this specifically.
Yeah.
I picked up issue 7 of the Ultimates. They did things in that, and then the week after, it's referred to, or maybe I'm thinking about the other way around, but it's referred to as happening the week before. And it's one of those, like, what's the word? Not ludonarrative. But anyway, let's call it ludonarrative. Fuck it. We'll use big words here.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? Again, it feels edited. It feels like there was a very clear intent that, like, hey, this book comes before this book. And, we will reference the real-time factor. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So, volume 2, right? Volume 1 was about getting a revolutionary team together. 2 is about the team learns to wage a revolution. It gets a little bit deeper. 7, the surviving Ultimates do some stuff. 1 year in, Nick Fury tries to stab the council in the back. 8, I didn't take a little note on this one. What happened in 8?
That's the Guardians of the Galaxy issue.
That's the Guardians of the Galaxy issue.
You find out that America's,
is a Guardian of the Galaxy. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
9, Luke Cage, the Twitter Marxist power fantasy prisoner revolutionary.
Unfortunate but true.
10, the Ultimates fight Nazis. 11, stupid fucking rhyming as Guardians. And 12, Tony confronts Doom. I think there's a lot to jump in on this one. Let's start with the Luke Cage, because I read it and I was like, damn. It's not bad. Okay, I'm a person. I like prison narratives. I like prison revolutionary. I like the concept here.
It's a very well read and well considered issue is the other thing. Like, unlike a lot of the Marxist fantasy narratives, especially abolitionist narratives, this feels like an issue where you can tell that at the very least Camp has done the required reading.
Right. And I mean,
like, he's put in the work. He's put in the homework. Yeah.
I think the seed that is being a prisoner makes you revolutionary is very cool, right? Or prison turns you into an extremist isn't right. Prison wakes you up.
Radicalizes.
Yes. Prison radicalizes you. I love that. Love that. My brief return to Twitter last month or the month before or whatever, I saw a lot of people talking shit about the design, about Luke Cage's design, and they are correct. I it's very criticizable, and I think that's fine, like to do that.
But also it's one of those things where it's like the Chris Allen of it all.
Yeah.
is what makes
Sure.
it like you're like, all right, fine,
exactly.
fine.
But that's
like if it was one for Gary doing it, I was like,
fine. Also is kind of like, yeah, you know, I don't
fine,
want to
fine
like,
is its
I don't want to like
kind of,
let my shoulders down and just, you know,
especially when this book is held up to such a high standard,
right?
And that's like a standard of our own making, like,
right?
This book is held to such a high standard because it reaches that standard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when it doesn't, or, you know, falls just short of it, it's noticeable. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so my other thing though is like, and I think volume 3 gets more into my complaint here. This is a really, really good example of like telling a single issue, single character story that ties into the overall thematic narrative, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's like we're figuring out now, the Ultimates are figuring out how to like build a revolution. You know, they realize that the superhero team can't address the problems. They can't fix the world with, you know, 8 people or whatever. They didn't even cause this thing, but Luke Cage is doing it. Very cool, very efficient, very meaningful, tied into the whole entire thing. That stuff, you know, all of that, I think it sings really well. There's some specifics in the issue that are a little, you know, again, Twitter marks as power fantasy stuff, but on the whole, I like what the issue is doing and saying. Again, it's in the specifics where it starts to be like, but that's okay. Yeah, we take those. We take those. The Asgardian issue, though, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
You know, when I said that I remember every single issue of this run, you know, I meant all the good and all the bad.
I had this.
You know, when I said this book was held to a high standard and it barely meets that standard, or barely doesn't meet that standard, that is not the case here. This is one of the issues of this run.
I was talking about Assorted Crisis events, and my I've talked way more shit about that book on this podcast than it deserves. But I was talking about my problems with that book to my comic shop owner. And I brought this issue up. Right. And I was talking about Ultimates in general, because it's like Ultimates is doing the same kind of thing as a sort of crisis events, where it's a new thing every issue, and that's a little bit exhausting. Like the ongoing part of Ultimates is what holds it up for me.
Right.
Versus a sort of crisis events, which is an anthology basically done by 2 guys. It's very like Ice Cream Man. And I'm like, I got tired of that book too. Oh yeah. But I brought this issue up because I was like, you know, this, you know, issue 10 or whatever it is, tells me that Camp is also getting tired of this. Because like he had to find a way to gamify it to make it fun for him to write. And I'm like, in that way, I appreciate this issue, because it's like, okay, he got to kind of stretch out and do that. I still don't think it's good though. I don't like reading it.
I think this issue also exposes a lot of the issues. I think just as a whole, not just his book, not just you know, everything. Not just the issue, but the book, but the whole line really is like world building and the amount of focus, especially for a team ensemble book. It's very difficult. It's a fine line, a lot of characters, very intricate, very delicate balance. And I think Thor, even when Hickman was writing these characters, Thor was always the one getting the short end of the stick, or not as much focus. When he is the most like his previous counterpart, or ultimate counterpart at least, you know, same outfit, same everything, right? So if anything, this issue should have been the moment to like really show what makes him different. And it's an issue. And I think that's the most damning thing, is that like it's not a bad issue because it's bad. It's, again, that high standard, everything that's been set up for this run, especially with how it juggles these characters, juggles the focus of these characters, and also the implicit understanding that like, yeah, we're probably not going to get this followed up on for quite some time, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, same goes for the previous issue, with Bucky.
Oh,
right?
I know. Yeah, that's one of the mysteries I'm most, of course I am. Most like, give me something.
And the thing is, we know we're getting something because solicits have shown us that like both of these things, Thor and Captain America and Bucky, Red Skull, are getting followed up on in a few issues. And it's like, all right, what do I do in the meantime? I mean, what I do in the meantime?
For me, the Bucky stuff is more palatable because that's a cool issue. Like,
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I think it's one of those.
It's like a cherry on top. It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
this
it's one of those things where I'm okay with putting a pin in it. Where it's like, okay, right. You know what? Well, sure.
And like Cap is consistently getting put into the spotlight.
He's in the ringer.
By the way, okay. In the Jeopardy episode, I said this is the most angry and the second most angry I've ever been on this podcast, right? Third most angry, previously first, prior to Jeopardy, is when Salt said Captain America is basically the same in an Ultimate Universe. Not true, Salt.
Forgot about that.
Just want to put that on the record. He's wrong. He's wrong for saying it and thinking it and feeling it too. I love Captain.
To be fair, I will. You know what? We've been ragging on Salt all episode. I want to defend him here. It's tough to get that from just the first issue.
I know. The second issue gets into it a lot more. But yeah. But I still will like it's I mean I've read a lot of
Ultimate Universe?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's right, you did.
I've read a lot of Captain America. Like, I was thinking about this today. I'm probably closer to complete on Captain America comics than I am any other individual character. And part of that is because there's not a lot of Captain America comics. Like,
so what, 700, 800?
It's not as many as others. And I've read long runs, like Cap's longer runs. But even still, it's like, I think this is a conceivable, easy to understand and like see version of Captain America, but I also don't think it's one that is on panel often or at all, really. Which is it in this volume? Yeah, issue 7. Yeah. Like right after they all get their asses beat, the next issue gives us really good Cap stuff where it's like he hates the government. It's awesome. Like he hates it so much as a character, and he is like so down to be a terrorist in this book. And like it happens really quickly where we see that, and it's not in the first issue, whatever. But even still, it's like this is a very cool version of Captain America. And again, like this all feeds into the whole like that Nazi issue is rad. And like I'm more excited for whatever happens with Bucky than I am waiting for it versus the Asgard stuff, which I was just like, it's ass is what it is. I don't care. Like, and it's so Thor stuff is really so like it's so similar to everything we've seen before, too. That
it's another thing where it's like it's a known quantity. It's like
I don't have patience for this.
It takes a lot to really move it away, and I think Camp also knows this. Like, I think the reason why this issue took this long to get to is because Camp also knew.
Plus, it's like once Surtur's on the stage, it's like, what do you do against that guy? Like, what do you? We've just had enough stories.
The whole generation. Just nuke the whole generation.
It's done.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on to volume 3, I do. Issue 12 is like. It's just everybody stands around doing therapy speak. It's another one of those issues in this mini line, and like. But
then the subplot, it's literally the SpongeBob meme.
Yeah,
where it's like he's in the dark hallway, and it's like Tony splitting himself up on a quantum level.
He's doing a good job. Okay.
You know what?
You know what? Sneaky little thing about Tony up through this point in all of the books we've talked about. Actually, God, it's so good how annoying he is.
Yes.
How much everyone is willing to make him the most annoying guy in the room he is a brat. Phenomenal. He's wrong. He's a brat. He's annoying. He's like, it's great.
He really puts the lad in Iron Lad.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah. This read that if anything, this read showed me more that like, oh, they're intentionally making him like the most annoying guy in the room.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're on 3.0.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. Oh, all right. Any other? I'm moving on to volume 3. Is that cool?
Yeah. I mean, actually, you know what? One thing I'll say.
Go off, King.
6 to 7. The the quote unquote death to the reveal immediately after. Hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's one of the things I really like about 12 of like, I mean. It's I don't care for the therapy speak stuff, especially because it's like, wait a second, those dreams I had were real? I really died? No, you didn't. You're alive right now, right? So you didn't die. Okay. Anyway, let's move past that because this is a superhero comic anyway, so it's kind of annoying to be doing that kind of stuff. I do like Doom just being like, yeah, I saved you guys. It was really hard. It's pretty good. Like, he's like, yeah, I didn't tell any of you guys because it would have freaked you out. I love it. It's good stuff. That part of issue 12 I liked a lot. It was very like, I'm annoyed of all the other characters, and like having to do this issue is annoying, but Doom's good. So. All right, volume 3, making a revolution have meaning. This is what I titled it. Tony's back and everyone is learning things. As issue 13, 14 billionaires try to foil Cap and Hawkeye's mission. 15, the legend of Shang-Chi. Is it Ki or is it Chi? Chi. And it's just QI. Chi. That's what I forgot. 16, anyone can be Punk. 17, what's going on with Doom? 2 years in. It's Guardians Spotlight one shot. Actually, I probably put something
18
funnier
comes
than
before that, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is after issue 17. So 15 was Shanky. 2 years in was somehow Ultimate Cosmic is even more inconsequential and disconnected than it is in the 616. Is what I titled it.
Yeah.
18, Time for War. Before we get into anything else, I should have asked you previously. How do you feel about the Ultimate Guardians? You're a big cosmic guy.
Yeah, let me just take another hit real quick. Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're Legion of Superheroes is the actual answer, right? Like,
no, they are what. See, that's the thing, is that like the DNAification / the bendification / the gunification is that like the one, like when I say Guardians of the Galaxy, the people you imagine in your head, of course, right?
Right.
Such that you forget that originally the Guardians of the Galaxy were people from 3,000 years in the future.
Right. Yeah, Guardians.
Right. And to be fair, the DNA stuff also deals with this. The fact that there are two teams with the same name. So in that regard, you know, these are people in this universe.
They are. That's true.
They, I like them in their first appearance where it adds stakes to America's past, you know, especially with the state that we find her in the second issue. And I do like the resolution to that issue.
Mm-hmm.
I full on was not expecting these characters to show up again.
Right. You know, there's such a weird thing where, and again, this is my comic shop owner, but I've seen this online too, where people are like, what? How could this end when they're setting up all this? This issue doesn't set anything up, dog. Like it reveals that their future is the future of this universe.
Yeah.
That's, if anything, that it exists to make Endgame more consequential. Like, to me, that's what it says, right? Because like time is still stable with the bubble. So like once that bubble bursts, we don't know what's going to happen with Guardians. We don't know what's going to happen with the future.
There's a futility to it. And I think that's the most important thing about this issue, where it's like futility of the passage of time isn't a bad thing inherently. And in that sense, cool.
Yeah.
However, I don't know. Guardians. Daredevil Beyonder who does backflips is, it's cool.
Like,
Javier Pulido, hey,
exactly.
Good to see you again.
If anybody else was doing that page, I would have burned the comic. Like the only reason I stomached that meta ass Morrisonian bullshit was like, okay, it's Pulido, he can do whatever he wants, like I mean, no, I know your enjoyment of Cosmic is tied to DNA and like
that whole era, really,
that era, like, and how that era changes, right? Because you like Imperial, you like Ewing's Guardian.
It's
so like
the foundational nature of it, and also how it reshaped the understanding of what Cosmic was, so that like anything that treats that as a foundation is inherently not necessarily lesser, but it's like, I'm gonna side eye even Imperial, which I enjoyed. I side eyed it because I'm like, all right, I get it. You're trying to, and you know what? This is probably the reason why I'm gonna drop this Nova series that Jed McKay's doing after this 3rd issue. Is that like, I don't know? It gets to a point, and you know what? I am precious about that, about Marvel Cosmic in general. It's just that like, you have such a wellspring. Of not just ideas, but like
you have a foundation,
literally the infinitesimal nature of space at your hands.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you're doing closed-minded stuff like, hey, we're going to rerun, this plot line from 10 years ago.
We're doing the 5th Annihilation wave.
Fuck it. Bring back Annihilus. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so like when I see that, I was just, it rings kind of hollow. And,
well, I mean, in that way, I feel like this issue actually doesn't do a bad job then, right? Because it's like,
no, it doesn't.
It doesn't have enough anything, context, flavor, whatever, to like be meaningful. But it is like, oh, there's a lot of weird shit, Like,
I think what saves it for me is the fact that we know that there's nothing springing out of this. Like the first 1 year in issue ended on a tease to Ultimate Wolverine. But back before we knew the line was ending, I see Ultimate Daredevil, Ultimate Universe 2 years in, Ultimate Daredevil debut. Alex Packnadel writing Ultimate Daredevil. I think, fuck, we're getting an Ultimate Daredevil, and it's just going to be Ultimate Wolverine again. It's not quality-wise, but like situation-wise.
Yeah.
Our, what is it, 6th book of the line, and it's going to be Ultimate Daredevil. But what we got, despite the Morrisonian bullshit, despite all the...
It's fun. It's a fun comic.
It's a fun comic. Yeah. And the fact that the next thing after it is just Ultimate Endgame, sure, I'll take it. We take those, and I feel no strong way about the Guardians returning. So yeah, that's that for that issue.
Well, thanks for that aside. Other than that, I think my other what I hinted at earlier, my complaint, this deep in the run, the like character origins being added to the team and characters being added to the team, I side-eye that.
I think I'm more critical to it now,
right?
Knowing where things are going than I was when those issues initially came out. Because when I was thinking of this, when I was like, for instance, issue 15, the Shang-Chi
sick
issue,
great issue.
Right? Like I'm like sick. You know what? Right. Issue 15 of mentally 50 issues. I'm like 15 of 50, whatever, cool, man. You do your thing. Now.
Right,
knowing that it is like almost 3/4 of the way through the run, I'm like, you couldn't and I guess a lot of this does come down to, when were these writers informed that they're only getting 24 issues? I don't know. And again, unless one of the people writing these comics or editing these comics says for certain when they were informed, no bullshit, no lies, no smoke and mirrors. We can't say for certain, but like honestly, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Black Panther, the Ultimates, they all read as though they were, given the runway for like 50 issues.
Yeah,
whether or not they were actually given that runway, they're written as though they had that runway. It
feels like they looked at sales and were like, "This is fine. Why wouldn't it keep going?" Yeah. And it was like Marvel, the company said, "Bet."
Dan Buckley literally came in, was like, "Yeah, so after the 2 years, you're done." Hickman's like, "Well, I planned for 2 years."
That was what I thought was going to happen.
And then everyone else, actually, if I remember correctly, even Hickman was surprised
that it was, but like it was
doing
the pitch.
The 2 years.
So it's like, oh, I'm surprised that they're following the pitch. And again, it's like you learned from Krakoa. Damn it.
Yeah,
like that is the thing where it's like, oh man, like that sucks.
This is like
it
the
was the
worst
right
position
lesson
to be in.
It was the right lesson to learn, but like
at what cost?
Yeah, at what cost? It's just weird. It really is because it's just like everything we know about Marvel is like if it's selling, we're gonna keep running it. Like,
listen, you are on your 50th shit-ass 2099 book written by Steve Orlando. You are piling that
when do we jump to 3099, you know?
You know what? I could probably ask one of the 30-year-olds in one of the servers I'm in. Anyways, you're on like what, volume 5 of that pig trough slop?
I mean, Scarlet Witch, 2, also written by Steve Orlando, on like its 3rd or 4th title change.
Listen, I'm gonna be mean here. Steve's put a moratorium on the whole name. Yeah. I don't want to see a single Steve in any of my comics. If I see a Steve in the credits, that Steve could be a variant cover artist. I'm shaking my head. Yeah. Nuke the whole generation.
It's fair.
Nuke the entire direct market. Yeah. Nuke every single 30-plus-year-old buying comics. If you're at comics, if you're at a comic shop and you're over the age of 30, drop dead.
Okay.
Drop dead. Sorry, where was I? What was I trying to say? What was I talking? What were we talking about?
How bizarre it is that this is ending.
Yes,
and I don't think it is, right? But what if it is?
Like, it's one of those things. It's where it's like, mentally, you're like, Marvel the company would never do this.
No,
Marvel the company
doesn't make
would
any sense.
bleed this dry.
They love money.
You love money so much that you're on your 5th $20.99, $30.99, $50.99
that can't even be worth that much money. Like
you're funneling how much money to whatever Benjamin Percy's writing and what Philip Kennedy Johnson. You literally gave Philip Kennedy Johnson an exclusive contract, and you're telling me that you're not going to jump on milking the Ultimate Universe for all it's worth?
Okay. On that note, do you have anything else to say about the Ultimates?
Good book. The conversation is making me realize that, initially I was like, this is the top of the line. This is the best of the best. This is the gold standard for this entire line. If there's anything, if you were to champion this line, this is the book. Now I'm starting to reconsider that, especially after all the glazing we gave Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm like, maybe that is the book.
The tough thing for me is I do feel like there's unrealized potential with Ultimate Spider-Man. Like, I just, that one's weird in a totally different way than the rest of the books. You know?
It's the one that's written with the 2 years in mind.
Yeah, and
it's such an anomaly in that sense, where like everything else feels like, oh, we're being cut off. It's the cane pulling them by the neck.
The annoying thing,
this feels like.
The annoying thing about my brain is like those two, Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man being like the two choices. Then I go, well, maybe it's just Ultimate X-Men. Maybe that one is actually the GOAT book. Like, that's going to be the one you can collect in hopefully a 24-issue hardcover, right? Oversized hardcover,
Marvel,
and just sit down and read that one.
Can your fucking collected editions team lock the fuck in for the hardcovers for this line, please?
Please. Please lock in.
Can you hire some graphic designers? I know you ain't got them working on the X-Men line. I seen those logos. So
true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really could be a toss-up between those three, and then the rest are not in contention.
So that's what Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate Wolverine,
and then Incursion, which is barely an ultimate.
That wasn't even in my mind.
Yeah, we talked about it 2 hours ago. We talked about it
2 hours ago, maybe even 3 hours ago. At this point.
It was a very short one. So. All right, with that, we have closed on Ultimates, but I do have a few questions. We can answer them quickly, but we already kind of talked about this one, so I want to start with it. What's next? What do you think? What do you think is going to go down?
I feel like you're teasing me with this question because I know what you have in your possession.
I haven't read it.
I know you haven't read, and I know
that's not even
you
what
haven't read it.
I don't even mean that. There's a different question for that. But like we know the origin boxes are going to be in Chip Zdarsky's Armageddon, the event of 2026.
Yep.
Okay. So that's partly what's next. But post Endgame, like, do you really think this Ultimate line's gone?
There is a foolish, hopeful part of me that says no.
I think it's not.
At the very least, we're getting a full relaunch, or we take a little bit of a hiatus. Let Armageddon do its thing, and something that happens in Armageddon thus relaunches the line.
I think those are
because again, the origin box is there.
Yeah,
and again, like we've said multiple times during this episode, Marvel is a very stupid company. Full of many stupid people,
full of
especially
it's a stupid
some
company
of the dumbest
full of people who are dumber than the company.
The survival instincts of a newborn turtle. That's the people you got running your company. However, like the 2% of newborn turtles that actually make it past birth, I'm sure they see the sales. They see the money. They see the fact that the Ultimate books are outselling the vast majority of their lines. They know there's only so far they can get by catering to the 35-year-old men that are still interested in Spider-Man 2099 and fucking that's the craziest thing, is that in thinking about the line ending, especially for me and the books that I have on my pull list, the Ultimate line ending is gonna fucking decimate my pull list. Like,
you got 6 more months to rebuild it.
But with what books? And that's what my next issue is. Like, what books are you gonna tell me to replace? The Ultimate books with? You're telling me to replace Ultimate Spider-Man with fucking Jed McKay's Nova series? Excuse me. Hello. Again, the alternatives, and this is the issue with these micro lines, with these alternate universes, is that like when it gets to the point where the alternate books are far more interesting reads, far more stronger pulls than the main line, it comes down to like, what are you doing in the main line that actually interests people?
I think we were spoiled by Marvel for some time, and we should be. That's their job as a company, is to give us many good stories, especially when they're publishing as many as they do on a weekly basis. They should be better. But I also think once you kind of start digging in, it's like, damn, actually, there are a few bangers that are happening that I'm interested in following. It's just not the same degree, right? Like there was a point where Jason Aaron's Thor run, an all-timer, right? A fantastic run, in my opinion, anyway. But it was like the 5th best book, Yeah. And like there was a lot of really good stuff happening all at the same time. And like right now that's not happening. But I still think that there is stuff, and that's why like I think there's like a very high chance that this is not the end of the Ultimate line, and we're gonna get an announcement before the last issue of Endgame, and it's gonna come back, whatever.
The worst part about recording this is that if we're wrong, everyone can clip this. And if I get clipped,
I'm happy.
If I get clipped, You know what? I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Yeah.
But I will say,
Clip
like,
you back.
there is the age old adage of like the health of Marvel being the health of the direct market.
Yeah.
Where like a healthy Marvel is a healthy direct market.
I like,
because you know, for the vast majority of their existence in the direct market, they have been the wave, right? Like, even when DC was overtaking them, you know, like the health of Marvel was an indicator, and I think the current state of Marvel being what it is speaks not only to Marvel, but like the state of the industry right now. Like, I'm always thinking about like, what's the new talent? What's the big book from this year that I everyone should read? My final note is we need more writers in the industry to pull a Color of Money. Be the Paul Newman. You hear that, Bendis? I've been seeing you post about Color of Money on Blue Sky very often recently.
That's true.
So if you hear that, now's your opportunity to be a Paul Newman. Give some young talent the theoretical balabushka of like Marvel.
Bendis and Snyder
writing.
Get together. You know, Snyder, you have classes. Why aren't you guys editing, man? Get the fuck off of DCKO. What are you even doing there? You should be editing a book.
Superman
you could write Absolute Batman. I'm enjoying that book, and I know you're writing it like half asleep because Dragata is probably writing half of it half asleep, and that's great.
You tell me there's no one else at DC that wanted to write that book.
You're giving me, you know what though?
You say that.
You know what? He did say that. He did not plan to write that book. He said out loud he did not plan on writing that book, and Tynion convinced him that he needed to write the book.
And you know what that?
I want to do an Absolute Batman.
Have you seen Madagascar 2?
I want to do an Absolute Batman.
Have you seen Madagascar 2?
We're so far.
Hold on. Have you seen Madagascar 2?
At some point, but not. I couldn't tell you a single thing about it.
I don't know.
No.
There was the one scene with the big lion where he hits everyone that tries to like come up to him. Is there anyone?
Sure.
Is there anyone? You know, and then Donny Cates comes up. He hits him.
Oh well, that's fine with me.
Okay. No one else wants to take Absolute Batman? Sure, fine.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. This all started with what's next. My other half of the what's next thing. Okay, so my first half is almost certainly, I think, the Ultimate line is coming back. My second half is Camp is going to write the mainline Avengers book. I think that's what's happening. I think he's getting it. That's going to be his book. There's a chance that it's Zdarsky, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Zdarsky stays on the Cap, and Camp gets Avengers. Because we know Avengers is ending with 36. Yeah. Camp's getting Avengers. That's what I think. They're relaunching Camp on Avengers. Might launch coincided with Doomsday.
See, the issue is if we do that, you know, Camp on Avengers, that drops the odds for the Ultimate line.
I don't think so.
I
think Momoko is the only person who's coming back for Ultimates the second wave.
I mean, I
think Cates gets Spider-Man. I'm just kidding.
You think
that one's fake, but I'll read it. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where I'm attributing a lot more of this line to Camp than I should be, maybe. But
I mean, Camp wasn't even a original guy, you know. Like he's
he was someone that brought in.
It's great. But I think Camp moves on mainline.
Tom Cruise,
and I don't know that we even get I don't know that we get an Ultimates line, like an Ultimates book.
Ultimates Balabushka.
They fixed the world.
Avengers. No, hear me out. He gets the Avengers book. Ultimate Avengers.
I think it's mainline, but that's okay. I'm saying this. Clip me when I'm wrong. I don't care. Do it. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's both annoying, frustrating, and this is a third thing. I'm doing the Charles Barkley thing all over again. Shit.
Chris.
2 words: annoying, frustrating, and exciting. But to be at this point where we have no idea where things are going to go, we've been told that this is going to end.
This is like Hickman's talked about this with all the way back to Black Monday Murders and how annoying solicits are and how annoying it is that we know exactly what's going to happen and like the patterns of books being annoying. And I'm like, yeah, I'm loving this. This is great. I actually have no idea what Marvel's doing, and I don't know if it's incompetence or it's competence. And that's great.
The worst part. We are in Schrodinger's black box of the future, and I think that's both a beautiful thing and also the worst possible thing that could happen to the direct market at the moment. So.
Oh, I know. Actually, my shop owner did say just hemorrhaging sales on all the Ultimate line. Like ever since the announcement was ending, people just stopped buying it. Like, damn, that sucks. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is what it is.
One more question.
Oh my God.
One more question.
Holy shit.
One more. Are you more or less excited for Endgame now?
I mean, I was always excited. Like, this is something that, again, we knew 2 years ago that this was going to happen. In my mind, up until now, or up until the announcement of the line ending, this is the first big, like, point in this line, right? Like, this is maybe not the climax, but like the first big, like, if we're talking Krakoa terms, this is the 10 of Swords, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you know, the line ending doesn't hamper my excitement for the book. But I am probably gonna be more critical, I suppose. More, you know, there's more writing on it, you know, where before Ultimate Endgame could leave things unsaid, where it could leave some plot lines loose.
Yeah, like you expect a cliffhanger and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, oh, you got to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to satisfactory it. Yeah, that's a good look at it. I think rereading everything is way more. There's just way more pressure on Ultimates. I think now knowing everything's going to end is like, oh, everything's going to self-contained get to end itself. So Endgame doesn't have to, like, it's camp writing all these characters, which is fun, but it's not going to be like actually important to these other books, and these other books aren't actually going to be important either. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. Again, it makes me excited to read Ultimate X-Men more, and makes me more like, I'm not reading that 24th issue of Black Panther. I don't care.
No sunken cost. I think it's much healthier for it to be like, even if hypothetically we knew that the line was going to continue going after this, having that clear delineation where everything goes up until 24 or 12 in Wolverine's case, and then event, and then everything goes again, and then event, and then everything goes again. Like, it's a very clear delineation, which I like. And especially again, if we're doing thinking for marketing for Marvel, you know, clearly, I don't know. I'm not going to give excuses to Marvel. If you fuck it up, you know,
read between blind the bags, you know, that's them blind bags.
Robert Downey Jr.
What a unmitigated success.
Who knows? Maybe one of those 4 sketches from Downeyland might end up in Toronto, Canada.
Yep, it could be. Find him in Toronto.
It ends up in fucking Peterborough, Ontario.
Ooh. All right.
Any other questions? Any other insightful questions?
I think that was it. We're now fully prepared for Ultimate Endgame to hit tomorrow.
It's gonna be a fucking miracle if this episode comes out tomorrow.
It's, you know what? Miracles can happen every day. They happen every day, okay? So with that, thank you for listening to this extremely long episode, which I knew this was gonna be really long. Didn't think it was gonna be this long, but I did know it was gonna be a long one. Thank you for listening. You know what to do. Review 5 stars, please. Apple Podcasts weighs it a little bit differently than everywhere else. Plus, just stop using Spotify anyway. They love ICE and AI there. So we say fuck them here at Midnight Grappler Animals. Join the Patreon. We got some stuff coming up. The new year is gonna be fun. We're planning things out pretty further than we typically do. So we do have a pretty good plan coming, and the Patreon is a meaningful part of it. So check that out. Patreon.com/Midnight Grappler Animals. You're gonna want to do 5. You can start with 2 though. You can start with 2. You're gonna want to do 5 eventually. Especially, Blind with Justice is coming back, or Hornography. Hornography is coming back. You wanna catch up before Daredevil, and you wanna keep up while we're doing it. With all that, there's some other stuff, but we're ignoring it because this has gone so long. So, Tastemaker's Grab Bag. Lan, you got anything?
Doing that. We can't be doing that right now. I gotta eat dinner. I gotta sleep.
Okay.
Happy New Year, folks. Thanks for sticking with us.
Go check out Pluribus.
Yeah, everyone go watch Pluribus. Yeah, a show that don't worry, I'll have thoughts about it, I think. Is that on the... don't worry, we'll figure it out.
Check it out. So, thanks for listening. And as always,
keep on grappling.
Too easy.
Too easy.